Hello, 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 Limb Buddies and Lurkers alike. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Yeah, today we are doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a Ask Me Anything episode, in which you are more than welcome to ask me pretty much anything you like. The only rules that I'm going to put in place, and in fact, let me put this as a text box as well. Let's add text. In fact, I can just edit this one. Yeah, that'd be perfect. So, AMA rules. So one of the rules is going to be no questions regarding anything illegal, I suppose would be a good one. No questions regarding illegal activity. Again, more than anything, this is just to make sure we can keep this as a relatively PG-13 stream. No questions regarding sexual activity. For the same reason. And I have the so I've got the right to veto any question. I'm pretty sure that's about all we'll need. Where's that gone? Let's bring that right into this. Bring that to the screen again. I'm trying to anyway. Where's it gone? Ah, interesting. Okay, I'm just going to copy that and I'll do it again. So let's get rid of that one. And we'll add another one in. Jojelyn, hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm just getting the rules onto the screen for our Ask Me Anything. But yeah, this is our Ask Me Anything stream. You're free to ask any questions you wish, within reason, of course. And like I said, I'm just getting the rules themselves onto the screen as we speak. Then it's just a little bit about where to put the rules as well. Yeah, you're having a good day, Jojelyn. Brilliant. That's what we like to hear. I'm thinking maybe if I bring this a little bit smaller, move the Dreamlies logo as well. And then if we get the webcam and just resize that ever so slightly. Oh, Nyla!
You've got a cuddle plush redeem.
I'll go and grab it in a sec. Just
should have just popped into shot just behind you.
And then we'll move this about. Yeah, sorry about this. Just a little bit of last minute edits to the stream setup. And let's get the Arcadian lights moved again. There we go. And I'm thinking I might just have to edit this slightly as well. Yeah, that should be all right there. And then I'll just move the chat box up a little bit and we're all good. Ah, there we go. Almost like I know exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, this is the first Ask Me Anything kind of stream I've ever done. So, yeah, so all a little bit new. But exciting nonetheless. Okay, so yeah, so we've got the Ask Me Anything rules down at the bottom here. But other than that, we are pretty open. Let's get that up there as well. Lovely jubbly. Let's cuddle Nyla as well. Get Nyla up in here. Thank you very, very much, Rachel. To be fair, it's really appreciated. It gets Gets a lot of happiness into my soul every time we get to do the old cuddle plush.
Serotonin.
And to be fair, it's such a cute little narwhal as well.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure it used to be scented.
I think it might have been like strawberry scented.
Yeah. But it's not anymore.
It's definitely not anymore.
It's a couple of years old now.
Couple of years old.
A few years old?
Probably like coming up on 4 years old.
Yeah, jeez.
It's
Scary
been
to
together
think.
nearly 5 years.
Wow. It's crazy, isn't it? The years been flying. Your hair is looking very luscious today. Thank you very much, Rachel. I've actually just given it a little brush through. But yeah, today is my my non-wash day. I like to alternate it, so I'll normally wash the hair properly every other day. Yeah, let the natural oils get in and all that jazz. I'm still playing with Nyla down here as well, just off screen. Whee! Yeah, Nyla's a great little plush. To be fair, with a fantastic name as well. But yeah, like Rachel says, washing it too often is bad for your hair. And weirdly, I went through a period where I was literally washing my hair 6 days out of 7 with shampoo and conditioner. And it never really got that bad. But I do. That being said, I used to work in beard grooming, male grooming, and one of the most important things there was to not wash your beard too often because it creates its own natural oils, which makes the beard healthier. But also because some of the oils that come through with from the beard follicles, which are obviously different to regular hair follicles, it also helps protect your face from things like spots or infections. It's just a natural healing oil. Using my top sebum. Using my top quality science knowledge there. Yeah, it's healing oil. It makes healing oil. I'd have to go back through my old beard grooming stuff to actually be able to confirm to you what it is. But yeah, natural oils that come from a beard, they do tend to help keep the skin very smooth and clean. Apparently, it's the whole reason that men can grow beards. That's why that evolution happened, was to essentially help prevent any infections. So if you were to have a scratch on your face or anything like that, the natural oils in there would protect any scratches. So yeah, there's a nice little fact to start with. Thank you very much, Zena. Oh, Rachel's going to kick this shindig off with a biggie. Fantastic. Bring it on. So the only rules are down in the corner down here. But other than that, you're pretty much open to ask what you like. If we do have a question that I end up thinking, oh, maybe I'll just change the rule then slightly for that one. Oh, how did Xena and I meet? That is a great question. So I mean, we could go for quite a few different things, but I've got to be honest. So we actually met through Tinder, the old app on the mobiles. It's I can say I've been on Tinder for a little while, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not really a lads kind of guy. I was always looking for a connection rather than a I'm gonna word it as an in and out jobby. So I wasn't the kind of person who was looking for a quick smash and grab. But instead I was looking for a connection, and yeah, we met through Tinder. We must have been speaking on there for a good couple of months.
Maybe not a couple of months, maybe a month.
Maybe a month and a bit. It felt like it was more than a month.
It was definitely a couple of weeks.
Yeah, at least a couple of weeks. I think it could have been closer to 6.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we just got to know each other. Turns out we had quite a bit in common. Both had a big interest in musicals. Both had performed in the past. And and yeah, then essentially it got to a point where I was thinking, okay, well maybe it'd be nice for us to have a meet up or something, and we discussed it a little bit. And then it came to the day when we were going to meet up properly. And to be fair, what I did, I actually wouldn't recommend to other people. I think, to be fair, it was probably the most forceful about something I've ever been, and that's not really something you want to do. It's not something you want to do on a dating app or anything like that. You don't want to be forceful. Sort of a not taking no for an answer kind of thing. But yeah, we were supposed to meet up, and Xena got in contact and said that she wasn't feeling too great, and that she didn't really want to go out anywhere or anything like that. So maybe maybe Xena was more amenable to it because we had been speaking for a while before, and but I just said, yeah, well, don't worry about it. I mean, if it's okay with you, I'll still nip over to your neck of the woods, and if it's okay with you, we can just watch a musical or something on your TV. And Xena wasn't sure. She was like, maybe. I've since found out that part of the reason for the maybe was that she was weighing up her options between myself and another lad she'd met on Tinder.
This makes me sound so horrible.
So I ended up saying, oh, come on, I'll come down to you and we'll watch a musical or something. She's like, okay then. So I made my way down, and during my travel time, clearly Xena was then rapidly messaging this other lad. No, don't bother.
I didn't message him. I wasn't seeing him on that day.
Yeah, she had a very full diary
It wasn't like that.
of potential dates. She had a full phone book of people to work our way through. But I was like, no, this is going to be my slot. This is going to be my opportunity, and I'm taking it. So that being said, the journey there wasn't a nice simple story either. So at the time, I was I think I was either out of work or I'd just started a new job, and no. Sorry, I was working in a job where essentially I didn't have a lot of disposable income, and I didn't have a car at the time either. So I had to try and figure out a way to get to where she was. Now, I live in a city, pretty much in the city of Leicester, whereas Xena was living in one of the cities that are on the edge of the county. So it wasn't a place I could just walk to, and instead I had to take 2 or 3 buses to get there. So I went round my bedroom, and I was trying to get any bit of change I could get, any semblance of money to be able to afford these to be able to afford the bus tickets, and I think it got to a point where I think I'd just got enough, but I needed to break a £10 note, because buses in our area, they won't take any money that's above a £5 note. I'm pretty sure that was it. There was a reason that I needed to get a note broken. So I thought to myself, well, I've got this £20 note, and that's all I've got. Let's see if I can. I'll nip down to the local co-op, and I'll just buy the cheapest thing they've got, and then I'll be able to use that to have money for my bus route there and back. So there we go. So I got myself down to the co-op, and I was looking around, and the only thing that I could find that was like really cheap, I thought to myself, oh, I'll get some chewing gum or something, but all the chewing gum was still more than I was looking to pay. And then I found they had a reduced section, and they had a tin of cannellini beans reduced to something like 12 pence or something ridiculous like that. I thought, that is perfect. So I picked it up, took it to the counter, gave him a 20 quid, got my change, and I was like, ace. Let's get going. Or was it a £10 note? Either way, it was a note that had to get broken. And to this day, I still have the tin of cannellini beans. Never opened. Just always remember for that fateful day. And yeah, so I then got on the bus with my tin of cannellini beans. And got the bus into the city centre, then a bus out of the city centre, then another bus into the city that Xena was in. And yeah, the rest is history. I went, we met up with her. We had a great time watching musicals. Not necessarily intended. By either party, but unfortunately, I think we ended up watching 2 musicals.
We did.
And unfortunately, by the time the second musical had finished, the last bus had left. So I was in a position where I was struggling to get back. And Xena was kind enough to let me stay. So I ended up getting the bus back the next day. In fact, also on the next day, Xena was actually having a visit with one of her friends in Birmingham. So she got onto the next morning I walked her down to the train station and saw her off, and then went back and got the bus. And the entire time when I was sort of seeing her off on the train and all that, my heart was fluttering away, thinking, yeah, well, I think I've actually met someone proper here. I think I've met someone. I think this is an important meeting. This was fate. And yeah, pretty much since that day, I was still working at the place I was working. Ended up getting a car, but that was a little while afterwards, because I was traveling on the bus every day from work, 2 buses. To make my way down to where Xena was living. And yeah, I'd take the 2 buses and spend a bit of time with Xena, and then get a couple of buses back. And yeah, I was gonna say it was tough. It was tough for a while. It definitely got a little bit easier when I ended up getting a car as well, and had a little bit more disposable income. But yeah, it was brilliant. I learnt a lot about the city that Xena was living in, which was nice. And then yeah, I think it was about a year in, maybe not even a year, that we decided to move in together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in fact, we moved in together just over a year, just under a year, just under a year after we got together. But yeah, so that was it was a couple of weeks after our first physical date that I asked Xena to be my partner. That was lovely as well. I think Xena appreciates that one a little bit more than the other one. But yeah, when we first got together, the day that I decided to ask her to be my girlfriend, so it sounds a little bit playgroundish, doesn't it? Oh, will you be my girlfriend? Oh yes, please. But yeah, I thought I wanted to do something a little bit special, and I'll always remember our anniversary date, because it's the exact day that Pokemon Go was released. So all I need to do is remember the fact that Pokemon Go was released on the same day as I asked Xena out. And I just go onto the Pokemon Go Wikipedia, check the date. Perfect. Never forget. I'm terrible with dates, so that has been a really good help. But yeah, so I thought I'd do something special. I thought if I'm gonna ask her out, I'm gonna go all out, and then that way it's either going to be she'll love what I've done, and she will say yes, or she'll say no, and I've got a load of essentially a load of gifts and stuff that I can have. So it works both ways. So I decided at this point, I was working as a retail manager for a beard grooming company, and I was I must have been still on the bus. Yeah, I was still on the buses at this point. So I decided to get a few little bits together. So I got a few little bits, like a bar of chocolate, which is called like emergency medicine or something like that. Um, I got a pink cushion that says like "You are so beautiful" or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, it's still on the bed.
Yes,
You can go get it if you want me to.
still on the bed. I also got, and this was probably the. Oh no! I also got a giant cookie from a company called Millie's Cookies, a heart-shaped cookie with the words "Xena, will you go out with me, or will you be my girlfriend," or something like that.
It was actually Princess Xena, will you be mine?
Princess Xena, will you be mine? That was the one. And the one thing, and like I said, I wanted it to be extra, like really extra. And at the time, Xena was living in a large block of flats as well. So I thought, and maybe this is just a little bit of me, but I wanted it to be a little bit of a spectacle. So I decided I would get 4 helium balloons. In spelling the name, spelling Xena's name. And they were like 46 inches corner to corner, so they were absolutely massive, huge balloons. 4 46-inch balloons, absolutely massive. And when and yes, and they were like I said, they were really big. And because I was on the bus getting there, 2 buses to get from where I was working to Xena's as well. Yeah, these massive, huge balloons taking up like 4 seats on the bus, and it was a crowded bus, and people were all looking at me and all this. So I finally get to Xena's place. I set my balloons up, so I'm standing in front of 4 balloons, spelling out Xena's name. And I'm stood there holding. I've got the cookie in its box with the box open, placed out in front of me. Some of the other like presents, cushions and stuff. And like I said, I wanted it to be a spectacle. So I also have poi, which is a talent I picked up whilst I was working away in Spain. Poi are the things, if you've ever seen in Hawaii, they have people swinging balls of fire on, so like a long string attached to their hands, and then balls of fire, and they swing them around their bodies and things like that. So that's actually something I can do. And thankfully, I had non-fire ones. They were battery operated, so they flashed in different colours. So I was stood there in front of these balloons, swinging my poi around, and then she comes out, and I ask the question, will you be my girlfriend? And she's like, oh my god, yes! And there's all these people in the different windows of the apartment block, all going, yeah, and all this. It was, I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like, and everybody opened their windows and there was a mass round of applause and people were throwing confetti. No, it was like 2 or 3 different people popped to the windows to see what was going on. But yeah, it was... I suppose the one thing that makes it so good for me is that she did say yes. And we're still together now, like 5 years later, would you believe it? Almost 5 years later. Yeah, crazy times. Oh, KB Guru, we have someone else in with a question. Welcome in. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Why do I got to wear a seatbelt in the car while people be driving motorcycles? Well, to be fair, I suppose the main reason is for your own safety. Yeah, people are driving motorcycles, and in essence, what they have to do in lieu of wearing a seatbelt is they have to do an extra set of tests to make sure they're driving safely. And at that point as well, once you've if you are driving a motorcycle and you're driving it like a nutter, then yeah, it's just not going to go well for you. It's essentially the risk is in your hands. But yeah, seatbelts are just sensible. Always wear yourself a seatbelt. I don't actually have much more to say on the seatbelt topic, unfortunately. Oh, we got another biggie from Rachel coming.
Rachel coming in hot with the questions. I love it.
Very nice. So I keep drinking this adrenalized energy, and I am loving it. It's probably the most efficient energy drink I've ever drank. It's refreshing. Yeah. I mean, I think I've got one other energy drink that's close, but I've never been able to find it in the UK either. Oh, I need to edit that command as well.
Oh, why? Oh, because
the emote's not doing what it should be.
It's just because it's capitalised and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll edit that while we're waiting for Rachel's question. There we go. Oop. Lovely jubbly. Very nice. Do you guys want kids? If so, how many? Boy or girl? And thoughts on any names? Well, I'd like 3, one of each.
A boy, a girl, and a dog.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I've always said I'd always want kids. I don't think that's really changed. There is a little part of me, a little dark shadow in my brain, which does worry because of my mental health concerns. Not because I would be necessarily bad to the children or anything, or that my mental health condition would affect them in any way. It's more to do with the fact that the reason I have my mental health issues, and because that's sort of family related, and I would hate to affect a child in the same way I was affected, especially if I didn't know I was doing it. So yeah, that's definitely a concern I've had in my head since I've been going to therapy and things like that. Is the sheer amount of an effect you can have on a life. Because I'd hate to bring a life into this world and essentially give them a bad life. I think I'd take that very, very seriously, and it would scare me a lot. It's a lot of responsibility. Probably the most responsibility you'll ever take on in your life is taking on another life. So yeah, but overall, I would love to be a dad. If nothing more than to essentially to prove that it can be done well. There's a little part that's in my head at all times, but it's a tough one. But yeah, I'd love to have kids at some point. It is something me and Zena have spoke about, and I think we probably would sort of cap it at 1.
Yeah, it's difficult. Sorry, this isn't my
yeah, no,
anything, but yeah, like I think before I met you, I would have happily said no. But now I've met you, I kind of want to. But also, I've got a lot of phobias and fears around the same kind of things you've just mentioned about the responsibility of being a parent.
Yeah.
That terrifies me. And also, childbirth terrifies me also. But sometimes in life, you've got to do things that scare you in order to push yourself. And I feel like the only way you can accept that sometimes, if you're someone like me who didn't necessarily want kids before, is by being with the right person who you know would support you 100%. And I know that based on everything we've been through, all the rubbish that we've been through, they're like, I could do anything with you.
No.
I'm not going to cry.
Nope.
I've already had an emotional day.
I mean, oddly, childbirth doesn't scare me as much.
Yeah, because you're not pushing something out of you.
I'm like, yeah, fine. Yeah, childbirth, doesn't bother me.
Oh yeah, I probably should have come on camera for that, shouldn't I? Sorry. Oh, don't just
Hello.
turn around and bite my nails.
That's right, sitting next to Pua, who appears to be in the naughty corner.
Pooh's not in the naughty corner. Pooh's good people. I was just staring at the sofa. Oh dear.
Yeah, we need to set up a better system for when we're dual streaming. We've actually got a second camera now, so we should be able to do dual streaming a little bit better. But yeah, I'm just going to go back to Rachel's original question before I come on to her next one. If so, how many? Like I said, we'd probably look to cap it at one. I was an only child. Xena had siblings. I'm not sure how I would handle siblings. I don't necessarily think it'd be a bad thing. And that's not to rule it out or anything. You never know what happens in the future. But I feel like because I experienced, to be fair, probably a higher level of loneliness than the regular only child would have done, that I know what to do to help an only child in that respect. So I think that would probably just about work out all right. Boy or girl? I think I'd prefer a boy, which is quite common for a guy to say, I suppose. Not because I want a boy to be doing all the boy stuff. Because the thing is, I'd happily have a girl who was a tomboy as well. That wouldn't bother me. So gender doesn't matter so much, but I think the thing that scares me is, and people talk about bullying and stuff like that. I kind of feel that the way boys are bullied is probably slightly easier to deal with than the way girls are bullied. Because, and I mean no disrespect to anyone out there, but girls can be vicious. And I think the difference you can have there as well is that with guys, it normally ends up in a physical altercation and then it dissipates one way or another. Either you don't talk anymore or you become friends again. But with girls, it's almost psychological torture from day dot, from when you're in 4+ reception, kindergarten, whatever you call it around the world. But yeah, from that point onwards, you're dealing with issues that aren't, I mean, that might not even have an acceptable answer, and that would scare me. The other thing that would scare me is I suppose this is me being a little bit traditional, but when she starts dating, I don't think I could handle that. I don't know what I'd do. I mean, I'd do everything I could to make sure that if we did have a girl, that she could be confident enough to know that, you know, she deserves the best and she deserves a guy who treats her right. But I'd then be absolutely terrified that she'd bring home this lad who she thinks is the best thing since sliced bread, and I'm looking at him and I'm watching his behaviour and I'm thinking, I remember that. I know what you're doing. No, you do not touch my daughter. No, you go away. You leave. To the gutter with you. So I don't know how I'd be with that. If they were to be LGBTQ as well, that wouldn't bother me at all. When it comes to it, that the only two things I would want to bring up about that is, the most important thing is their happiness. As long as it makes them happy, I will always support whatever it is they want to do, and always to remember that no matter whether it's the right decision for you or anything else like that, it's not your right to tell other people how to live. So essentially, do what you like, be as happy as you wish, but don't try and force your views on others. And to always understand that because of the world we live in, and as wrong as it is, it's more realistic, that if you do end up doing something that is considered a minority decision or anything like that, or no, it's not even a decision, because LGBT, it's not necessarily a choice. But no matter what your situation, it's not for you to tell other people how to live. In the same way that I wouldn't be telling them to not be X, Y, or Z, it's not for them to tell other people to be X, Y, and Z. So that would be my my views on that. And then Rachel followed that up with, so would you want to birth or would you want to adopt? I wouldn't want to birth personally. But yeah, I mean, there is a little part of me that would prefer there to be a genetic link. I wouldn't be opposed to adopting, but I do really, really, really have a strong feeling for continuing my genetic makeup and Xena's genetic makeup as well. So I think that would be lovely if we do have the opportunity. Ajojlin with a question, fan Dabby Dozy. It's regarding your dancing part of life. I was wondering, how did you cope with realising that you were not able to pursue it anymore? I hadn't given up until you'd said that. But no, I have, and I will come to that. I'm asking because I used to dance on a daily basis, but due to a single injury a few years ago, I've completely stopped dancing. That injured part will never be able to heal fully, and I don't think I've fully accepted it yet. Ajojlin, I feel your pain, honestly. It's the saddest thing when you are essentially forced into a position of not being able to do something you want to do anymore by something you've not necessarily had any control over, or something that isn't necessarily your fault. But yeah, it's actually very my story is very similar. Part of the reason I mean, there was a couple of different reasons that all came together at the same time, but essentially the company I was working for out in Spain, who was paying me to be a professional singer and dancer, they were wrapping up, so they were going to the company was going to be continuing to do what they do, but just they weren't going to be doing it in the Balearic Islands anymore. So they weren't going to be doing it in the Spanish islands. They were going to be focused entirely in Britain, with some work in America as well, I believe, America and Canada. But they were essentially cutting out their European arm and going elsewhere. The company is actually the same company that runs Brighton Pride, which is one of the biggest Pride festivals in the country. So it was a wonderful company to work for. I've got so much respect for them, so much time for them. But yeah, they were a really good company. I've got like I said, I've got a lot of time from them. But they were, like I said, they were not going to be working in the areas that I was used to working in at that time. I was offered a role on one of the Disney cruises, but I'm not great with the sea or the ocean, so that was going to be a tough one as well. And it was at the end of 4.5-5 years of doing this job in a very intensive setting. On average, I was probably working between 14 and 16 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week. And when you start a dancing career on the cruise ships, you're essentially working whenever you are not in your cabin, and you just have zero freedom, which wasn't something that was really attracting me to the role anyway. And beyond that, I just finished the season with an injury. So my hips had, I'm not sure if it was a displacement or something like that. But yeah, my right hip specifically was pretty much agonizing for the time. Don't get me wrong, I still danced on it. I still carried on working, but I knew that I would have to take a break to give it an opportunity to heal up. So all those things came together to say to me, right, Lewis, time to make your way back to Britain, carry on with a more normal life, I suppose. And yeah, dancing just sort of went to the wayside. There was a couple of times since I've been back that I've tried to join dramatics groups or dance troupes, but due to working commitments or anything like that, it just never really worked. I would love to dance again. One thing I'm really excited for our wedding is that I should be choreographing our first dance because I've got experience in that. So that'll be nice to do. But yeah, it is a little bit sad, and it'll always tug on me a little bit that I could have carried on dancing, that I could potentially have done some more. I mean, who knows? Maybe Twitch will really kick off for me, and it'll allow me the opportunity and the freedom and the time to get back into dancing. Don't get me wrong, I don't think I'd be able to do some of the stuff I used to do, especially as I've now got an additional injury with my neck and shoulders. But yeah, I'd love to get back into dancing one way or another. If you don't mind me asking, Ajojlin, what was your injury? I was saying, for example, I know my hip is still not fully healed. I definitely feel it after a prolonged period of exercise, but it's definitely at a point now where I would be able to dance on it. But yeah, I don't think I'd be able to do. I think I'd really struggle to do my break dancing nowadays. I'd probably struggle to get back into ballet as well. But when I then consider something like modern, tap, jazz, I could probably still do some of those. But yeah, ballet, especially for a male in ballet, the main thing is lifts and having a weakened hip, and now especially weakened neck and shoulder. I wouldn't feel confident enough to do a lift. And the biggest thing when you're training to dance ballet is you have to have the confidence in yourself to produce a lift. If you're not confident when you're doing it, it won't work. You won't lift properly. But Jodin, your knee popped out. Nothing tore, just overstretched, and it can never heal. Yeah. So I'm guessing it's slightly out of place as well. Yeah. I mean that's an awful injury. I really hope that you can still do some kind of dancing in there. I hope that it doesn't stop you totally. Because I mean that's one thing that people have always said about me as well. Even when I'm just walking around, I generally tend to have a bit of a dancey vibe. I'm very bouncy. And that's the thing is for me, dance as an activity where you're dancing a specific dance or something like that. That can be quite intensive, but the enjoyment for me at least comes from the joy of movement and knowing that I can extend correctly and move and bring it in and that kind of thing, and it's that movement and knowing that it doesn't even necessarily have to look good, but it feels good, and when you let yourself go, and even better when again going to ballet again, but knowing that you can get yourself on point and stay on point and your balance is there, and whilst you're on point you can get your arms moving correctly, and there just isn't anything, there's nothing in this world that feels like it. Jojelin's spot on. You probably worded it so much better than I have as well. The amount of consciousness you get about each muscle and stuff when you dance is very fulfilling. You feel every inch of yourself. You feel, from the top of your shoulder all the way to your tips of your fingers, and every single muscle is doing exactly what you want it to do. It's almost like it's the only time you feel in full control of your body. And yeah, it's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. The intention, energy, and emotion, 100% of Jojelin, 100%. Also, I've just noticed Samurai's coming to the stream as well. Welcome in, Samurai. I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful day. We are just going through our Ask Me Anything at the moment. We've had some good ones so far. We've had how did Xena and I meet? which ended up carrying on into how did we get together as a couple? Yeah, sort of the when did the boyfriend girlfriend thing happen? We've had a bit of a chat about kids. That was quite fun as well. And then yeah, we've also had a lovely question about my time as a dancer and how I feel about not necessarily dancing so much anymore. Because it sounds like Jojolin and myself have had something similar there, in the fact that we both used to dance on a regular basis, and then injury, amongst other things, caused that to stop. So yeah, that's been exciting. Flaming Sharky, welcome in, Sharky. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day and staying hydrated. I hope everyone's having a lovely day. I definitely am. I'm actually really enjoying this Ask Me Anything so far. I actually can't believe an hour's gone by already. Xena gets the same kind of feeling from singing. Yeah. Now, because I was a singer and dancer, but definitely more of a dancer than a singer. One of the best things for me there was every now and again when I sing, I get that same feeling I get from dancing. That feeling of total control, the feeling of knowing exactly what I'm doing and knowing I'm doing it right. Unfortunately, it's it only happens every now and again when I'm singing. Generally, I'll be. It's just, so every now and again I'll be like, oh, that's perfect, and then the rest of the song's awful. That's generally how my singing goes. Samurai, yes, the videos do get saved at the end of every stream, so the VOD will go up at the end. So you'll be able to see that on Twitch. I'll make sure to save it and put it on YouTube, which is something I'm awful at. Xena lacks the natural grace to dance, baby elephant, bless. That's not true at all. Ajojo's redeemed the stretch. Not gonna say no to that. Oh. Also, I don't know what this is. But I'm actually really appreciating my camera at the minute. I have the tiniest arms in the world. To a point that when I was working in Magaluf, there was some guys that were walking down the street towards me, and this one lad, he was like, "Oh mate, hang on, you got a thread hanging off the top of your vest." I've got a lovely bunch of Dragon Balls, they're all sitting in a bunch. One star, two star, all as big as my head. Give them a toss, that's how, and across, that's how Vegeta wins. Bye bye. Amazing. I'm trying to think where I just was. Oh, the Dragon Balls has thrown me off. Oh yeah, the arms. And yeah, so these guys came across, and to be fair, you know, he went across and he tried to grab the top of my vest to show me where this thread was, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, I can't see anything. And the guy, quick as a flash, just went, oh no mate, they're your arms, and I was like, oh, that hurts. That really hurts. But for some reason, this camera actually makes it look like I've actually got a little bit of armage. I can promise this is entirely the camera. In real life, they resemble cocktail sticks. So I don't know what this camera's doing, but it's some kind of movie magic. Let's see what else we've got. Sharky has terrible foot movement. I can only do slow dances. Nothing wrong with a slow dance. Do I have any vids of my performances? I should have somewhere. Probably on my Facebook. Different guests that have seen me perform will have videos in some places. Ironically, I never thought I would finish doing that job, so I never thought I would need to record myself doing it. And then by the time I finished, I never had an opportunity to actually film myself doing something properly. I must have some videos online somewhere. I'm sure I'm certain I've seen them. And I do also have a video of the Pirates show, which is based in Mallorca, the third biggest show in the world, massive. Second only to Cirque du Soleil Vegas and Cirque du Soleil Montreal, or at least it was at the time I was there. But yeah, I've got a video on that in which I do appear for like 1 second or half a second, but that's it on that one. But that was I was mostly weirdly enough, I was working in sales for the Pirates team. And then ended up doing the odd bit of stage work with them as well, including a little bit of trampolining, a little bit of dancing, and a little bit of presenting as well. But that was an amazing year of my life. That was I've got a lot of time for the Pirates show. So there is definitely a trailer for the Pirates show for around 2012, 2013, 2014. I'm trying to remember because they recorded it for the following year, so I can't remember what year it's under, but it's 2012, 2013, 2014, around that time, maybe even 2011. Yeah, 2012, 2013, 2014 would have been about right. And whilst it doesn't necessarily showcase me so much, it showcased the type of things I was doing. So I'll try and find the link to that, actually, if you bear with me.
You might want to catch up with chat. You're very behind.
I'm very behind, so I'll catch up with chat as well.
Do you want me to try and find it?
I think it'll be easy for me to find it. Let me just open YouTube there so I can remember to do that. Samurai, I fell back to sleep. I'm really bad with mornings. Samurai, I feel ya. I'm awful at mornings. Sharky, those amazing arms. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Thank you very much, Sharky. I really appreciate it. Sound alert. Oh, the sound alerts are doubling again. Mm-hmm. I don't know why it does it on some and not others.
Don't start faffing with it.
No, I'm not going to faff. Okay, I thought I'd finally going crazy in here. Double. Talking about a thread on my arm. Yep. Sound alert's being a turd. Scarlet! Welcome in, Scarlet. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Q&A is going really, really well, thanks. I didn't even realise we'd been going for over an hour. It's been flying, and it's been a lot of fun. I had some good questions as well. Future dance stream, maybe Just Dance on the Switch could be done. The only problem is Twitch doesn't allow streaming of Just Dance.
They do, because I've seen people do it. If you scroll down a little bit, I do say. Read the chat.
Yeah, there is a chat about the DMCA on that. May mute the game, play just DMCA free music. It'll decide for the funny levels if the dances don't match at all. Yeah, so I think there are possible ways around it, but yeah, it's a tough one. But yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I think I'll probably push that one off until I've been able to get my my neck and shoulder sorted properly, as I don't want to be doing any extra damage to that. But fingers crossed, sometime within these next few weeks I should get my next call from the physio and be able to say yay or nay as to whether I'm going to actually get any work done on my neck and shoulder as well. Right, so let me have a quick look for the Pirates trailer. So that's the modern one. So I want to go on to have a look at videos. There we go. Let's Come Fly With Me. Come Fly With Me was another show that I did for that same company. Come Fly With Me was all based around Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack. So we had the worlds at two different points due to illness. We had the world's #1 and the world's #2 Frank Sinatra impersonators both perform in the same show as me, as well as a top class juggler, one of the world's best quick change artists. We had the world's #1 breakdancer. We had a gymnast who had won over 50 Olympic and Commonwealth medals for Britain. Also in that cast, it was outstanding. Where is the Bankeen? That's the Bankeen trampoline.
Maybe I took it down.
No, it's still around here. That's the coming soon. That's the rehearsals. That's the full entertainment. Pirates Reloaded. Yeah, I actually think they might have got rid of the full one. Let's see if I appear in this. Yeah, okay, I think that's me on the very far left, and I go very quickly. Yeah, because then I get onto the ship. But that's not me on the trampoline. Okay, so yeah, so that is one. So yeah, so you can all disappear for a few minutes. In fact, I might take this as an opportunity for a break as well. Something for you to do whilst I go on a break. But yeah, that YouTube video there is for the trampolining section of one of our shows that we used to do, and I. Oh no, actually, I think this must be part of the crew that I joined. Yeah, see, I'm looking at the guy who's wearing my costume, and it's not me. But this gives you an idea as to the kind of stuff I used to do. So this one isn't me, but yeah, for some reason they don't have anymore. That's really weird. I'm sure he didn't join. There's someone in there who I'm pretty sure didn't join until the same year I did. So maybe there's just something wrong with the way it's been uploaded onto YouTube.
It's been uploaded in such a way it's deleted you.
Well, that's the thing. It was uploaded in 2010, which was the year before I went out. But there's definitely someone in this video who didn't join the company until the same year I did. So maybe they uploaded it and edited the video. I'm not sure. So I don't think it's me in the video. Unfortunately, where I am, I'm very small and hard to pick out anyway. And the guy who I think is wearing my costume, there's a couple that are similar. I think the guy who's wearing my costume is the guy I replaced. But like I said, I'm not entirely certain. But yeah, it's about 4.5 minutes long. It gives you a bit of a clue as to the type of stuff I used to do for the Pirate Show. But yeah, I'll just quickly catch up with chat, and then I'll take a very swift break, which will allow you to watch that little video if you want to. And then I'll go for a little break and come back, just so I can stretch my old neck out. Irish tap dance. I used to love doing tap. I'm not sure I could do Irish tap, because that's river dance, which is very, very tough. But I'd love to see that. I'd love to give that a go at some point. I'm tired right now, so my tired brain heard that you performed with Frank Sinatra. Almost. Like I said, they were the two people I performed with were the best in the world for it. The guy who we got, so we had the world's #2 as our main resident Frank Sinatra tribute, but he ended up with throat cancer, so he had to take a year out. And during that year, we ended up getting the world's #1 Frank Sinatra impersonator to essentially give up a year of his residency in Vegas to perform with us in Mallorca. Again, just to sort of show the level of that show. Never mind, I wasn't listening to the video. Go stretch, hydrate, and be healthy, or I smack your nose. It's a big nose to smack as well. Better than or I shoot Dazina. Don't shoot Dazina. I need her. So yeah, so I'm going to take a very swift break just to stretch myself out a bit. We'll come back. I'll probably tell you a little bit more about my time in Pirates as well. But if you do have any questions, pop them in the chat, or copy the message ready to pop into chat. Note them down in Notepad or something. I don't know, but have them ready for when I come back, and we'll start smacking some of those out as well. So yeah, so I shall be back in just a few moments. See you soon. Hello again, Limb Buddies and Lurkers alike. Thank you for bearing with me for that. Just got Xena to refresh the pain relief gel on my neck and shoulders as well, which always helps, which is lovely jabbly. Oh, I did say as well that I was going to mention a little bit something else about the... Oh, Scarlett, I actually just noticed that in the chat, just as you were... just because I just thought, oh, I'll just pop back through chat and see what's going on in there. So I think I just about saved myself on that one. Yeah, I noticed Sharky becoming the Waffle Shark. Waffle Shark do 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 do. Waffle Shark do 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 do. Waffle Shark do 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 do. Waffle Shark. Xena is Homer Simpson confirmed. She does love a donut. That's true. Scarlett already mentioning that he was going to do the the jump scare. Sharky with a fantastic reminder as well. Always worth mentioning to always look after yourself, because everyone is lovely. We do love the community. This community is #1. Which makes me want to also put in this, because we are #1.
We are #1. Hey!
Because it's true, we are all #1. So yeah, whilst we wait for the next question to come through, I just wanted to mention a little bit something else about that the company I worked for when I was working for the Pirates Adventure Show. It was a company known as Globo Balear, and they've been based in Spain for, well, essentially their entire existence. But the one thing I found really interesting about their history is the guy who used to own the company was called Jacques Sasson. Jacques Sasson was a hotelier. He had a number of hotels, more so in the sort of 70s and 80s than now. Unfortunately, he has since passed on, and the business went to his daughter, but I'll come to that. So he was... Jacques Sasson, he had a number of hotels, specifically in Benidorm, on the east coast of Spain, which is a really popular holiday resort for the Brits. And he decided he wanted to do something a little bit different. He wanted to try and make a hotel in which guests could essentially spend their entire holiday just within the hotel complex. And he wanted it to be, he wanted to have everything available, and essentially you just pay a ticket at the start, and then everything's ready for you. And that idea eventually became all-inclusive holidays. So Jacques Sasson, whose company I worked for, whose daughter I worked for, was the guy who invented all-inclusive holidays. So the idea where you buy yourself a ticket to a hotel and that includes your food, it includes your entertainment, it includes absolutely everything. And what was really cool about that was that the biggest issue he found when he first started doing it was that whilst everything was on offer, essentially for free, because it was already paid for, he still found there were lots of people who were leaving in the evenings to try and find something of interest to do. So he decided that what he would do is he would get different members of his staff, his reception staff, his bar staff, his cleaning staff, to all club together and produce an evening show. And the show was always was designed and based upon a story that Jacques Sasson used to tell his daughter Catherine, as like a bedtime story, and it was all about pirates and how they'd travel from the Caribbean to the Mediterranean Sea, how they would hide their treasure on the Balearic Islands, and how they would have there'd be the good pirates and the bad pirates, and the bad pirates would follow them back from the Caribbean, and they'd have big epic battles on the Spanish islands, and then always the good pirates win and they send the bad pirate packing. And that story eventually became the Pirates show that I was a part of. So it grew from just being the receptionists, the cleaning staff, the bar staff, and then that evolved into having a specific entertainments team. Then he started getting professional singers and dancers, until it got to a point where he had the full cast was. I mean, there was something like 169, I think, 169 Olympic and Commonwealth medals between the entire cast, 50 of which belonged to one cast member. They had the world's #1 breakdancer. They had we had a group of about six women from the Royal Moscow Ballet, who joined the crew, and it was the most amazing thing, and I was actually really lucky in a certain way, that when he because he passed on the year, I think it was the year before I joined the company, so I'd already been in Spain for a little while, so I recognised I recognised him, what he'd done, and then the next year after he passed away, he had a plaza named after him in Magaluf, and I was there at the opening of the plaza. Gracie, welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for the follow as well. It is much appreciated. You're bringing us yet closer to our follower goal. We're in the final stretch. We need 9. That's not 9. 9 more followers. That's 9. 9 more followers. 9 more followers, and then I will be able to start adding horror games to the streaming schedule. We are in the final stretch now. We're also, because we've had a couple of subs drop off as well, that just haven't had a chance to renew yet. Once I've hit 75 subs, so 24 subs to go, I will then start releasing Twitch Jesus merchandise. I've already got a few things planned. I've got a few things set up, but yeah, I'm going to wait until we've hit 75 subs. As I think that's probably a point where I can say, you know what, I'm almost there at a point that I would say people might actually want to buy some merch from me. And so I do Twitch as a hobby. I do Twitch as something I enjoy. I love being able to share myself with all of you. That's the thing that really makes me happy. And especially considering, as I've just explained, some of my history and previous jobs, presenting, being on stage, it's one of the things I enjoy more than anything else. So yeah, I'm really happy to be able to do something like this, but I'm not looking to I'm not doing this in a way to make sure I make some money or anything like that. But if I do make money out of it, amazing. It just means it'll help me focus more on the streaming. It means if I could make a career out of it, that would be amazing. But I'm not holding my breath. Like I said, I'm doing this for fun, and it's a hobby. If it's a hobby that turns into something more, amazing. If not, it's still something I enjoy. Yes, so Sharky would love to see me playing horror games. Gracie is a big fan of horror games too. Amazing. So we're actually going to start our horror games series with a playthrough of Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. That's going to be a good one. Oh, and Scarlett has actually got a really, really good question here, which is sort of fitting in with the theme of horror games as well. So following up the jump scare and horror games, I've been meaning to ask, FYI, not trying to offend you in any way, shape or form, but if I do, I apologise in advance. No apologies necessary, Scarlett. Honestly, no apologies necessary. Ever since I started coming to your streams, I've learned quite a bit about you, especially about the fact you don't like getting scared. What was your greatest phobia growing up? That is a very, very tough question. I actually think I'm probably a braver person now than I was when I was younger. I don't necessarily dislike getting scared, but yeah, there are certain things that do still tend to shake me up a little bit. But my greatest phobia growing up, to be fair, is probably still one of my greatest phobias now, and it's one of the things I'm having to work through with my therapist. Is my greatest fear is letting somebody down, or becoming a burden on somebody, and that's something I'm having to work on, to realise that, you know, my feelings or anything about me isn't creating a burden on anybody else. It's just me being me. And it's not healthy to look at yourself as a burden on other people, especially when most of the things that I would consider myself as being a burden are things that I will happily accept from other people. So I'll happily take on other people's burdens that I would not consider as a burden, but I wouldn't do that to somebody else. I really struggle with that. But Xena has been one of the biggest helps for that as well. She's been absolutely amazing at helping with my issues and things like that. But if we're going for a more tangible fear, one of my biggest fears growing up was the dark or the unknown, to a point where I watched the Japanese version of The Ring, and for about 2 months after watching that, whenever I was in bed, I'd be trying to get sleep, and my room would be pitch black, and I'd look towards the door and I'd keep imagining the silhouette of Samara, and I was absolutely terrified, and yeah, so I suppose the only other thing, and again this is something I've had to I'm working through with my therapist at the moment, I was always scared of upsetting my dad, or doing something that my dad wouldn't be happy with, and that ended up causing me a lot of issues, because I wasn't because I never knew what sort of personality my dad would have when I next saw him or when I next spoke to him, and yeah, for the fact he could just blow up over anything, and it could be something he didn't blow up about the day before, but it suddenly became an issue that day, or vice versa. So I never really knew whether I was coming or going. But yeah, those are probably my biggest fears as a kid. And like I said, some of those are still fears now. I think the fear of the unknown is probably the one thing I've been able to break a little bit, and that's just because I spent time living on the streets in a country where I didn't speak the language, with nobody out there, and I was all on my own. And I essentially realised that the only person I can really count on is myself. And you know, I learned to sort of take hold of the fear and use the fear, and you know, essentially become stronger from it, which isn't easy. I'm saying that like it was the easiest thing in the world and anybody can do it. It's not the easiest thing in the world. I do think anybody can do it, but it's something that you have to work on. For me, it was purely circumstance. I was homeless. I had nobody in that country who I knew. I didn't speak the language. I had no money. I literally just had all of my worldly possessions in a suitcase, and that was it. I think because I was forced to grow up so quickly in that respect, that made me who I am today, and I would never, ever, ever want to not be like that. But yeah, great question, Scarlett. Really enjoyed that one. And Scarlett's saying as well, totally understand that feeling of wanting to be more than you really are in order to support others. Yeah, one of the best phrases I've learned to sort of help me with that. And don't get me wrong, it's not something I've fixed. But if you think you it's almost like you're having to put a mask on. You're having to show a certain level of yourself to other people. Just because you think that's what they need. But the one thing I've learned that I think is really, really helpful for that is it's always better to get your own house in order before you invite others in. And basically what that means is that if you're struggling and you continue to help people and help people and help people, all that's going to happen is that your house or yourself is just going to get less and less. It's, walls are going to start falling down, the stairs are not going to work, the toilet's not going to work, and suddenly you are in less of a position to help people. So you're providing a lesser quality of help. Whereas if you take a moment, sort out your own issues as best as you can, and if you can get help for it, even better. But getting your life in order before helping others means that you are in a better position to help others as well. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not like that yet. I'm not in a perfect position to help people, and I do still help people myself, or try to. And it's a hard habit to break. But once you sort of start to get that idea in your head that there's only so much help you can do, there's only so much support you can give without giving every part of yourself away, and then you end up getting to a point where you just have nothing left, and then you're at a point where you need this help from all these other people who, to be fair, and this is no fault of it for anyone else or saying that people should be different, but these people may not be although you've helped them, may not be in a situation where they can help you as well, especially as if you've driven yourself into the ground so much that you need somebody with, like essentially heavy lifting tools. It's some knowledge of psychology or someone in therapy or something like that. You can get yourself to a point where it's really, really hard to get back from. So, fingers crossed. If you try your best to stay positive, try your best to outline where the issues you can see about yourself, and if you can work towards fixing those, then you'll be able to be in a better position to help others. And if you're anything like me, and Scarlett, it does sound like you are, then you'll be able to provide a better level of help for the people you want to help. And it essentially comes down to quality versus quantity, and you're always better to give one person quality help than 100 people poor help, if you understand my meaning. And I'm not meaning that to sound negative in any way. I think generally there are people who have absolutely nothing who would still go well out of the way to help and things like that, and there are different circumstances. And even if you are in a bad situation, the help that you're giving might not really be poor. But I think, again, you'll understand that in yourself that you would be able to help more if you're in a better situation. And like I said, there's no easy fix for it. You can't just switch it. It's not like a light switch and you can just turn it back on again. It is something you have to work through. In my therapy, we're constantly saying that I am trying to break 30 years of habit. And when you think about, some people can't stop smoking or can't stop drinking, it's exactly the same. Giving yourself away is almost like a drug. It's almost like it's almost like something that you want to do over and over and over again, because it releases those endorphins, it releases that serotonin, it makes you feel happy. But you know, a point in the same way with drugs and alcohol and all that, all the nasty addictive stuff. If you're just essentially in the same way that you can end up being an alcoholic and you're doing it every day, and then you lose your house and you lose your family and you're sleeping on the streets. It's the same way with helping. You can help and help and help until you've got nothing left to give, and that just puts you in a really bad position. But yeah, I'm hoping that wasn't triggering for anybody. I hope that didn't upset anybody as well. I must say I'm relatively opinionated on this kind of stuff because I've had to go through quite a lot of it, and I am very much aware that what works for one person may not work for another. But I just wanted to at least let you know the stuff that I've gone through, and what's helped me. But on that same note, if anybody ever wants to discuss mental health or discuss issues or anything like that, I am more than happy to welcome in any questions or anything like that. I generally think it's better to do it via Discord or private messaging or something like that, as opposed to in the stream. Just because I feel I'll be able to give you 100% of my focus as opposed to amongst everybody else, and then it also helps as well to make sure we're not doing anything that's affecting anybody's privacy. But yeah, my Discord's always open. Let me pop the Discord link in there as well. That should be correct. If it's not, if somebody tries it and lets me know if it's not, that'd be great. But yeah, I'm always open for a chat. You can always add me as a friend on Discord. That doesn't bother me at all. And we can... oh, actually, no, because you're limited to the amount of friends you can have on Discord, aren't you?
I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, just join us on our Discord. And if you want to have a conversation that you'd prefer to be private or anything like that, then yeah, we can set up a special private chat for us. But yeah, I'm more than happy to pass on my experiences, and if there's anything I can do that helps just a little bit to help someone get out of that sandpit, I'm more than happy to offer that help there as well. Lots of love to you all. You're wonderful, wonderful people. Real Little Welsh Sheep, welcome in, welcome in. You've been in for a little while, but I've just been chatting away. Yeah, the sheep have arrived. Oh, taking some time to come see some of my favourite streamers and people. Oh, well, you're in the right place here. Scarlett continuing with the moments in her own life. I'm constantly asking myself, what if I'm not enough? What if what I'm doing is only causing more problems? Yeah, Scarlett, like I was saying, it's that you will have those moments. You will have those times when you think to yourself, I'm nothing but a negative. I only have negative impacts on other people around me. The one thing I can say is no, that's not true. Honestly, there were always people who care about you. There are always people who are happy to see your name. I mean, myself personally, every time I see your name appear in chat, that makes me happy. Because you're a wonderful person. I enjoy our chats. You know, you're very sort of to the point kind of person, and I really like that. So always remember that even if it's just a little thing, people always find positives in you. And in the same way that when you look at people, you don't think they're a complete waste of my time, they're a total waste of space, because you don't ever really think like that. Other people don't think it either. Don't get me wrong, there will be some people who just straight up don't like you. I mean, I understand that. Again, being on this, having presented in the past as well, it's yeah, there will always be people that dislike what you're doing, but you know, there's like almost 9 billion people on the planet. You're not going to please everybody, but those people will just disappear out of your life anyway, because if they don't want anything to do with you, they'll move out of your way. But you'll find you'll always have people hanging on, and I will always keep an eye out for the name Phantom Thief Scarlet, be it streaming, be it in my chat, be it in the Discord, absolutely anything at all. So always remember that there are people out there who do really, really care for you, and do really, really enjoy everything about what you do. I've noticed Zena's just put up a message. I've got the I've got chat up to date on my main screen, and I've got the where I'm up to on my second monitor. So Lewis is about 15 to 20 minutes behind on the chat. He will catch up eventually. I talk for England.
You do. But it's a good thing for an Ask Me Anything.
Yeah, it works out well for this.
I'm conscious of people when they arrive in, they're like, hello, and then it's like 20 minutes later, oh hi, how are you?
I will get round to welcoming everybody in as well. I do notice that the viewer counts jumped up and down in the time, so I think people have come in and left during that time as well. But yeah, I'm very much of the opinion, if you got something worth saying, it's worth spending an hour saying. Sharky, continuing the theme of things starting from childhood, who or what have been your biggest sources of inspiration and motivation from when you were a kid to now? Oh, that's another very, very good question. So biggest source of inspiration? I'm honestly not sure. I think part of my issue is that I put a lot of weight behind my dad, my father, and I used him for my motivation. I used him for my inspiration. But the reason I struggle to answer this is because he wasn't necessarily a positive impact on my motivation or my inspiration. He was, in fact, more often than not, probably a negative impact. Which isn't anything against my dad at all. You know, when it comes to it, he had it very difficult growing up as well. He never had a father figure, so when I was getting into those difficult years of like over the age of 10, that was the point that he lost his father. So he has no experience with, you know, how to deal with children of that sort of age. But yeah, so I think most of my motivation and inspiration came from my dad, but it's difficult for me to say that now looking back. I mean, as this might seem a little bit sad in a lot of ways, but the Pokemon series of games were a massive inspiration for me. They were absolutely brilliant for sort of giving me a moral standpoint and an ethical standpoint. Yeah, sort of the proof that, you know, if you want to do something, you go out there and get it. And as well, being a good person, being friendly to others. So yeah, sad as it is, I would say Pokemon was probably my biggest inspiration and motivation as a kid. So yeah, just going through again. I noticed Scarlett's just said they're going to be leaving as well. I'm glad you really enjoyed it, Scarlett. I may end up doing this again in the future for another follower or sub goal, but that would be amazing. Yeah, if you're already gone, bye-bye. But if you're not, Scarlett, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your questions. I look forward to catching up with you again soon. Okay, so carrying on. Real Little Sheep, it's good to see that we can relate and talk about this openly. Exactly. Mental health should be something we can all talk about more freely. And I do feel the more often I can talk about mental health, hopefully it'll help other people feel a little bit more confident about it as well. Strawberry, welcome in. I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful day. On this lovely Friday. Just asking what veto means. Xena answered the question perfectly. Veto, it just means I have a vote that's stronger than anybody else's vote that can take something away. So if I feel a question is pushing a limit, I will veto it. But by all means, feel free to pop a question in. The worst thing that will happen is I will say no and veto it. But if I do, if I decide it's not pushing that line, I'll do my best to answer as much as I can. It's like the opposite of a roast, and I love it. Yeah, wholesome roast. I love that. Mr. Limbo Man, you are a blessing of a human. I'm so happy I found you. Your wholesome levels are immaculate. Sharky, thank you so much. I'm gonna say I'm not trying to be anything special. I'm just trying to be myself and bring a little bit of the Limbo love to the community. That's all it is. Finally caught up to that 15 to 20 minutes behind on the chat. Straw Bethy, also hope your pain has been getting better. Yes. Xena has actually helped out by putting some of the pain gel on. In fact, that's what she just said as well. So yeah, and I'm stretching myself out, keeping myself happy. Scarlett, as I just said, yeah, look forward to catching you on the next stream. Wait, it's not mature, is it? I'm sorry, Straw Bethy. I like to describe this as PG-13. Innuendos are genuinely fine unless they are totally overt. But if it's something that will go over kids' heads, I'm happy for it to happen. That doesn't bother me at all. But yeah, I just don't want anything overt. There's a mature message. Strawberry will be careful. And yeah, as well, Strawberry, if you want to, you can put a message in the chat. If it is a little bit dodgy, it will get caught by the moderation, and then I can always have a look at it and see if it's something that, one, I'd like it to be rewritten in certain ways, which might make it more plausible. But otherwise, yeah, it also gives the option for me to be able to say yay or nay to that. So that's not too bad at all. He needs the halo above his head. He's the blessing we all need. Oh, I've not got the halo in this one. I wonder if I can add it. Let's go. Let's get the halo back on. There we go. And it's there. Oh, something's just happened, but nothing's appeared. Ah, a Monday is continuing the gift sub they got from Star. Oh, a Monday, thank you so much. Honestly, that's massively appreciated. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. There we go, I've got my... Oh, maybe that's a bit big. Get the old halo back on again. So there we go. Sheep, I have the halo just for you. Xena is the best egg. Xena is the best egg. I can't question that. More good question. If you could have the Dragon Balls, you choose which ones. What would your wish/wishes be? Oh, that is a tough question. So for those of you who aren't aware, Dragon Balls are from an anime which started in the 80s, would you believe it? In which there are a set of balls, like orange orbs, created by a dragon, 7 of which you collect them together, and they will either grant you one super wish, if it's one dragon, or if it's the other dragon, 3 lesser wishes. I'm honestly... I've got a lovely bunch of Dragon Balls. Here they are, all sitting in a bunch of dudes. 1 star, 2 star, all as big as my head. Give them a toss, a planet across the turf, Vegeta wins. Bye-bye. I was having to keep my eye on the on my camera as well, just so I was trying to keep underneath the halo the entire time. Although I've already realised I should probably lift it up a little bit. But yeah, what would my wishes be? What would my wishes? What would my Dragon Ball wish be? You know, it sounds a little bit sad, but most aspects of my life I'm relatively happy with. I've got the best partner I could ever have in life. I've got my best friend is pretty much everything I could ask for in a group of friends, never mind from just one best friend. So I'm very lucky in those aspects. I've got wonderful family behind me, both my own and Xena's. And when we get married, they'll all be mixed into one, which will be lovely. I think as shallow as this is, I suppose. My one wish would be to have essentially enough money to never have to be worried about money, to never have to think, oh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't buy that because, you know, it'd be nice to eat this month or anything like that. I mean, yeah, so I could go for something out there. I could go for like, yeah, I want to be able to fly or something like that. But I mean, realistically, as sad and almost depressing as this is, having an almost unlimited supply of money to do with what I wish, it would allow me that freedom to do the things that I enjoy doing, like Twitch, and to be able to do more with that. It would give me the option to visit my best friend more often because he lives further away. I mean, you could say something like, oh, well, have a wish that, you know, you live nearby or something like that, but I think the issue there is I'd only be splitting myself from my family a little bit as well, so it's a tough one. Or wish to have, you know, all the people important to me living in a country that is my own or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, as shallow as it is, I think it would end up being money, just so I didn't have to worry about bills. So I could get me and Z into the house that we've always wanted, to be able to have a little puppo. Yeah, I think that's what I'd have to go for. So sorry if that's a little bit shallow, but yeah. A Monday saying hello again. That's me saying hello to you again. But yes. You can be like, calm it down, Missy. Turn the Yorkshire girl down a notch. Oh, never turn the Yorkshire down. Sheep. This has made my day. Oh, fantastic. That makes me happy. Sandlet's still doubling, but Dragon Balls, yeah, works both ways. Other Sandlet's still got almost 5,500 points to spend. Oh, Strawbethy, what would your starter Pokemon be? Ah, okay. So I think there's two answers to this, depending on how the question is. And I'll answer both, rather than try and get you to choose of the two. So what is my favourite starter Pokemon of the starter Pokemon there have been? Or if Pokemon was real in the world right now, what would my starter be? What would I choose to start with? So I think my main I think that my favourite starter of all the starters, I think it would actually have to be Blastoise, or well, Squirtle, just because it was the first starter I had. It was the first Blastoise was the first shiny Pokemon card I ever had. I have an affinity with water, so that discounts the fire and grass types and Pikachu and Eevee. So yeah, so it'd be Squirtle, possibly Mudkip. Mudkip's definitely up there. Or Oshawott. Yeah, Squirtle, Mudkip, or Oshawott. It'd be one of those three. So yeah, that would be that. But if Pokemon was real in the real world right now, what would I choose out of any Pokemon to be my starter Pokemon? Obviously excluding legendaries and mythicals, because that would be a weird thing to have as a starter Pokemon. Oddly, I think I'd possibly go for an Eevee. So that essentially, because that has the potential to go into so many different options, and then I could always change it into a Vaporeon or Glaceon, or whichever I prefer, as that happens. So yeah, that would be a solid option. Or I would possibly go for Poliwag. I think possibly Poliwag, and evolve it all the way up to Poliwrath. Yeah, I think that would be the one. Sharky would choose the Super Dragon Ball and be a god in control of the universe. I mean, it's just one step above having unlimited money, isn't it? That's unlimited power. I like that. Very ambitious, Shark. Your Slytherin is showing. I've got a lovely bunch of Dragon Balls. Here they are all sitting in a bunch of two. 1 star, 2 star, all as big as my head. Give them a toss and then across the how Vegeta wins. Bye-bye. Ah, Alia Sherry, thank you so much. Always appreciating that. Straw Bethy, me waiting for Pete to big me up like... Ooh. Ooh. And say, I'm sure I saw Pikachu appear on the bottom on my up-to-date chat, so I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on there. Straw Bethy, I have my answer ready for that one wish instantly. Oh, Straw Bethy, let me know, unless you already have in the chat, in which case I'll get to it. Munch breaks on lurk, no problem at all. Always appreciate a lurker. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day, buddy. Talk to animals, no hesitation. That's actually a really good one. My only concern would be what level of intelligence do the animals have? Because if you can speak to, say, the squirrels, but all they're thinking is nuts, 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 nuts. Where are my nuts? Where are my nuts? Where did I put my nuts? Did I dig them here? Did I dig them there? Where are they? Where are my nuts? Where are my nuts? That may get a little boring after a while. But yeah, I would love that, especially if you know, so the animals are sort of mentally anthropomorphized. There are similar intelligence levels as that would be amazing. A Monday bedtime, no problem. Have a great night's sleep. You're probably already sleeping now, but massive loves for you on Monday. Massive loves. Get some rest. Straw Bethy, good choice. Get on board with it. Okay, so I'm not that bad then. Xena reminding everybody that I'm behind chat. I heard you like mudkips. Yes. I used to love that meme. But yeah, I heard you like mudkips, so here's some mudkips on your mudkip. Double soundler, sorry, can't fix that at the moment. I'm still trying to get everything moved across to another sound alert extension, which should hopefully fix it, but it's taking me a little bit longer than expected. Straw Bethy is a Charmander lover. Charmander is just yes. Yeah, Charmander is adorable. In all fairness, the starters from the first gen, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander, are ace. Brilliant designs, absolutely perfect. But yeah, Alia Sherry, welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Always good to see you. I tell you what, I've enjoyed every single one of your streams I popped into. I know I've had an opportunity to give you a raid a couple of times as well. But I must say, I love your accent. Absolutely love it. So yeah, massive love for Alia Sherry in there. As well as MJ Cowfly, who's normally in this stream and Alia's stream as well. MJ is also totally ace. Munch break, that may be to do with your monitor output, desktop out. Yeah, Munch, I've taken a look at it. Everything seems to be as it should be. You know, it shuts down when it's supposed to. If I look in advanced audio properties as well, yeah, because I want it to be monitor and output, so I can hear it. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything else is monitor off.
You've only got it in your source once, haven't you?
It's only in the source once, yeah.
100% sure about that.
Certain. Yeah. So yeah, but it's something that it seems to work correctly on one stream and then doesn't the next. So it makes me think it's an issue with the Twitch API again. Flaming Boy riding on a flying dragon. Yes, of course, when it gets up to Charizard. That would be amazing. Ali Sherry just had bloods taken, so it's all go just now. But I'm good. Oh, well, I hope you're okay. And because I know when you have blood taken, it can be an idea to get yourself rested. Make sure you're getting a little bit of sugar inside of you. Orange juice is a good one for that, and a biscuit. Someone say Flaming Boy. Sharky appears. Intrepidus, submitting my question. Welcome in, Intrepidus. I am still trying to catch up with chat, so apologies that this is a bit late. Submit my question. If you could sit and talk to anybody, living or dead, who would it be and why? Oh, there's so many people. There's so many people. I mean, there's some that are for awful reasons. There are some that are for great reasons. I mean, this is going to be a really dodgy one, especially considering I'm from a Jewish family. But I wouldn't be opposed to having a sit-down discussion with Adolf Hitler. Just to try and figure out how his mind worked in the way it did, why he felt that a certain race was the reason for all bad things in the world. Not to have my opinion changed. I don't think I'd want to drop all the Jews, because that'd get rid of me. But yeah, so that would be sort of like one of the worst ones. I'd love to. I'd love to have a chat with Akira Toriyama. He's the guy behind Dragon Ball. He's probably one of the most creative minds to have ever existed. Obviously, I'd have to also be able to speak Japanese as well. But yeah, just to learn about the way that his mind works, the creativity, the beauty that he saw in the world, that one would be amazing. For a similar reason, Satoshi Tajiri, who is the guy behind Pokemon, I'd love to pick his brains on how everything worked in that respect. And just to throw another one out there, so because those two are, I believe, both still alive. Toriyama might not be, but yeah, going for one more from history. Because the thing is, you're not changing history with this, you're just essentially bringing them into this time just for this discussion. So yeah, I mean, I'd have to think I'd have to imagine it would have to be one of the great thinkers like Plato, like Aristotle, someone who made a difference to the world. Pythagoras, considering that his theorems are still being used to this day, is again, as weird as that is. Oh, and Toriyama is alive. Okay, brilliant. It was actually from the only reason I thought he wasn't was because of a comment that was made in one of the DBZA Dragon Ball Z abridged episodes. But yeah. Strawbathy, I just want to be able to talk to my doggies properly. Be like, no food time yet, but ma'am. Munch break as well. Just finished some drums for a song. Oh, amazing! Oh, I'd say I knew you played drums, and I've always sort of assumed you were probably in a band or something like that. But I didn't realise you were recording as well. I mean, I would if they ever become public, or if they are public and I'm just not aware. I would love to learn about that. I'd love to learn about. I'd love to learn about that. I'd love to hear your stuff.
Put it in the Discord.
Yeah, pop it in the Discord. And Triplets, not too bad. Been a bit baked by the sun today. Got to drive back later. Not looking forward to it because I know the M50 is closed this time. Oh, unlucky. Yeah, I hope it's not too bad of a drive for you. Alia Sherry, it's been a lovely day in the sun, and thanks, Hun, for the raids. Means a ton. Alia, honestly, not a problem at all. I send my raids across to people who deserve them, and I love your content, so always happy to share that Limbo love. Oh yeah, at least you know this time I like the adapted version for the M50 for Intrepidus. Peter, think if I was to pick a start, I'd probably go Torchic. However, any Pokemon I'd want, either a Growlithe or Dratini. Two amazing choices there. I love Growlithe and Arcanine. They are ace. And the Dratini family are brilliant as well. So gorgeous. Well, at least Dratini and Dragonair are gorgeous. Dragonite is a little goofy, but I like that. That's pretty cool. And yeah, everyone's going a little bit mad, a little bit crazy about Hitler as a choice. But yeah, I think he's a great orator. He's a wonder. I can respect the fact that Hitler was a good you know, he had a way with words. He could persuade anybody. And yeah, I'd just love to see that in action. Then Akira Toriyama. Xena would go with Walt Disney. That's a great shout. I would just be hoping you could somehow make me a Disney princess from beyond the grave. Xena, you're already a Disney princess. You're my Disney princess.
Thank you, baby.
Intrepidus would pick Karl Marx, I assume for the same reason as I would Hitler. Yeah, Toriyama the bird from DBTA is very dead. Rip that Toriyama. Oh dear, be sad. Are you not already Xena? I was sure you were in that one film. Yeah, Xena actually appeared in the Wreck-It Ralph sequel, Ralph Breaks the Internet, where they had all of the Disney princesses in that room. But unfortunately, they had to crop the sides down in the shot, so she was actually just off screen. Xena was absolutely livid about that the entire time. Eventually they will. I'm in 2 bands, links in my Discord. I'm actually recording tomorrow with one of them to release our next single. Fantastic. I will take a look at that, and Xena's going to take a look at that as well. So I'll look to see if we can, if once the stream's over, I can have a little look at what you do. Check out your chops. Sunshine Lass, welcome in. Always good to see your face. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Strawbethy and Pete. Oh my god, I've caught up with chat. I'm Pete's worst nightmare. Intrepidus, specifically, I'd pick Karl Marx somewhere in his mid-teens, and that would be the end of that. Yeah, but Intrepidus, like I said, you're not changing history with this. You can't take teenage Karl Marx and then pop him back into his timeline with all of the new information you've given him. Oh, Sharky, yes, 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 do it. Photoshop the Wreck-It Ralph princess scene with a picture of Xena peeking around the corner. That would be amazing. I would love that. Bear with me a sec, I'm just going to take a swig of Adrenalize. Keep the energy going, keep the focus in focus. And Xena, thank you very much for dropping the Adrenalize link into the chat as well.
Why not?
I know. To be fair, I never thought at less than 200 followers I would have an affiliate, a partnership, a hashtag spawn, hashtag ad. I never thought, never ever thought. But to be fair, with a lot of help from Welsh Samurai as well, I've been able to get that. And so yeah, if anybody is to purchase something from my link, I get like 5 or 10% or something of that. And every little bit helps. Every little bit really does help in helping me to improve the stream. It helps me to be able to do a little bit more as well. So yeah, that would be amazing. Strawbethy redeemed cuddle life-size Snorlax.
Oh no, do we not have a second camera set up? Intrepidus is going to kill us. Wait, I'll move the thing. It's linked, isn't it? Oh, it's not even plugged in.
Oh, Sharky, challenge accepted. Off to hunt a picture of Xena and then Photoshop it. Sharky, away! And a channel in Discord purely for making Xena a princess. I'm surprised that's not already a thing. Yeah, Strawbethy is redeemed cuddle life-size Snorlax, so Xena's just sorting that out now.
How do I plug it in?
We might need to change something around. Take my iPhone charge out. I will unplug my controller because I'm not using that at the moment.
This is going to kill us. You're supposed to use this for the Snorlax cam. You've not even got it set up.
I know. She's going to have a right go. He's going to have a right go.
I say, why calling them sheep? Not going to need more of a go at you for that.
Hey, never assume gender.
But you know him. You're not assuming anything.
Intrepidus, yes. Can you believe it? I'm an energy drink affiliate. The flavour I've got is white noise. It's a bit of an odd flavour, strawberry and lime. Reminds me of a little bit like let's just bring that a little bit closer to the camera as well. So yeah, Adrenalize, white noise. Oh, it's got a little halo over the alien head as well.
On brand.
Totally on brand. yeah, it's a strawberry and lime. The main reason that jumped out at me is because whenever I have Starburst, like draggy sweets, I always eat the lime and strawberry ones at the same time. So I've tried it, and it actually reminds me a little bit of strawberry flavour Hubba Bubba or Bubblicious. Yeah, like the really sweet strawberry flavoured bubblegum with a lime twist. It's actually really refreshing. Probably, if not the first, then joint top two of my most refreshing energy drinks ever. The most refreshing energy drink is, or the joint most refreshing, would be a drink called Burn Day. Burn is a series of energy drinks made by Coca-Cola, and they're just impossible to find in the UK. I drank them all the time in Spain, but I just don't have access to them here in the UK. Whereas this White Noise by Adrenalize is very, very refreshing and actually a quality flavour and a quality price. And so I think it works out at like 20 odd pence per bottle or per glass per serving. So it's actually not that bad at all. The only thing is it's the initial outlay, so you have to spend. I think the smallest tub they do is $24.99, but that is for like 60 servings of their recommended serving.
Are you going to do your Snorlax?
I'm just going to do the Snorlax now as well. The Mandalorian one does look good as well. I'm not the biggest fan of mango, which is probably why I didn't go for that myself. Okay, so I'm just going to set up the Snorlax cam scene. You may lose me for a second, so apologies. Okay, you should be able to hear me again now at least. And now let's add the camera in as well. Snorlax cam. And that is that one.
It's not the best angle I've ever done, is it? That's not much better, is it? Why is it so high up?
There we go.
We are number one. Hey!
Cerise, welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. This just gives me an opportunity to grab my header as well. Let's copy, and we shall paste. Perfect. And yeah, I don't think I need anything else on this screen. Just me. So bear with me one sec. Oh, Strawberry, the mini one. Oh, Strawberry, your world is about to be blown. Just bear with me one second. I've also realised I need to change the calendar as well, so I'll do that while I'm up.
I feel like I've. Oh yeah. I feel like I've shrunk that down and it's not actually got any smaller.
There we go. We're now on the 4th of June, not the 3rd. Oh, let's cuddle this life-size Snorlax.
I'm doing live fixes for you to make sure you're in. That looks like it's alright.
I would happily do every single stream just like this. The only problem is I can't see the screen. I can't touch the keyboard or the mouse. I can't really do anything.
Intrepidus, how many Snorlax do you see? Asking Strawberry how many Snorlax she sees. Strawberry, you do a flip? Question.
Well, Snorlax, is that still in shot?
Well, not down on the floor now.
Perfect. Snorlax, which may
Do be do do be do do be do do be do.
It's actually a Ditto. It's not really a Snorlax.
He.
Yeah, it's a reversible. It reverses between Snorlax and Ditto. Little zip on the bottom. Open it up.
Get the lax out. Strawberry's asking Pikachu, can we get a giant Snorlax, please? Welsh Samurai, I need a Snorlax when I go to bed. Yes, it's very comfortable to lie on. We've discovered this.
Oh yes.
Something's a bit sus.
Yeah, this the Snorlax, the mini Snorlax is always a little bit sus. It's not. It's an imposter, is what it is.
Yeah, Pikachu's like, I'm seeing one, but I think there's an imposter. High pitched screaming from Strawberry. Oh god, Ditto Lax sounds like something a doctor prescribed me once. Trepid lips. Wait.
Thank you for the love, Snorlax.
Wait.
Thank you. It was Strawberry that did the.
Yeah, I want to come in. I want to come in. Any action.
You getting in on the Snorlax cuddle?
I want to. I thought I just knocked it then. Double cuddle, trouble. Cuddle.
Cuddle. Happy days.
Family photo.
Yeah.
I wanted to be involved. It looks cuddly.
Okay, so back onto the main screen. Hello. I'm back again. I am back. So let me just catch up on the chat a little bit. Intrepidus, preach about stopping the monster. I'm on 4 to 8 a day. I'm at the stage where I can feel it killing me now. Yeah, 4 to 8 cans of monster is probably going to do you a mischief. That. Oh my god, he's so cute. Yeah, I love the Snorlax so much. The mini one as well. You do a flip? Yeah, can we get a giant Snorlax, please? I don't know why that didn't. What? Because that played, but it just didn't show. That's strange. Hopefully that should be fixed now. Hopefully. Yeah, the Ditto is sus. Ditto Lax. Pikachu seeing one, but I think one's an imposter. Oh yes. Pete, I apologise. This stream may become damaging to your wallet. Intrepidus, my claim to fame, I've cuddled that Snorlax. Indeedy do. Next question from Samurai. Where do I get one? I think Xena's actually answered it. Oh yeah, from Wish is where I got it, just the skin. Then we had to buy a ton of teddy bear fluff for it. We actually did. We had to get so much fluff. We bought a 5 kilo bag to begin with because we were thinking, you know, how big is it? How big is a kilo of fluff? How big is a kilo of feathers? How big is a kilo of lead? So yeah, we got 5 kilos of fluff, and that just about filled a foot. So we had to get a lot more delivered. And yeah, we stuffed it in. We thought we'd got too much, and then I actually think we could probably fit another kilo or so inside. So yeah, massive amounts of fluff. Strawberry Xena, that t-shirt, it's perfectly you. Yeah, can't argue with that.
Dino!
Little dinos. Intrepidus, that one world.
Worked, I think.
Oh, that one worked. Oh, good. Very on brand. MJ, hello! It isn't my favourite cowfly. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. I actually mentioned you earlier on, actually, when I was welcoming Alia Sherry and saying what sort of wonderful people you both are. Didn't do the video, but we had the message saying it was playing, and you could hear it. Okay, so that's something. Hey MJ, Jurassic Park theme plays.
Oh God.
Xena's singing in her head. Strawberry, the bricks are heavier. You should make a little shop where you stuff Pokemon and stuff. Could I buy one of those? I don't know how to fluff. Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll create our own little merch shop. Poker Plus shop.
The dream to own a plushie shop. I
That
think
would be
I
something.
literally,
We'd never sell anything though. We just want to keep it all.
I would literally dive. We'd literally have a whole room, like a ball pit full of plushies, and I'd just dive into it every day.
Yeah, I'm not sure how COVID safe that would be. But yeah, in all fairness, Samurai, I don't think I'd ever fluffed anything before. Definitely nothing that big. But it was literally just a matter of buying a large amount of fluff and then just stuffing it in the back.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows?
Okay, I'm not sure why those aren't showing properly. So let me have a little fiddle with that. See if I can get those working as they should be. Because they are there, and that's connected correctly. Bear with me one sec, just going to jump through the old screens. Just to make sure everything is refreshed as it should be. Hello again! And on this page, let's try that. That might fix it. And on this page, no, not that one. Don't worry, I'm still here, not going anywhere. Don't worry about it. Not going nowhere. They're not on that one either. Okay, okay. So let me try another one of those, and let's see if that works. There we go, okay. So hopefully that they'll all work properly now again. MJ Kaplan just woke from a nap. Jealous. Oh, Alia, you told her. Bless. You angel. But yeah, owners of a Poker Plus shop, that would be amazing. Uh-oh. I love the emotes so much. Oh, the hippo fly!
I've got a lovely bunch of Dragon Balls. Toodle-doo, here they are all sitting in a bunch. One star, 2 star, all as big as my head. Give them a toss, and it across, that's how Vegeta wins. Bye-bye!
Yeah, I love your hippo fly emotes. They are so cool. I love your cowfly ones as well, but they are just amazing. The troublemakers! Hippo fly and the cow fly together.
I've got a lovely bunch of Dragon Balls. Toodle-doo, here they are all sitting in a bunch. One star, 2 star, all as big as my head. Give them a toss, and it across, that's how Vegeta wins. Bye-bye!
Ace. Samurai would be perfect. Then get a stall at festivals at Comic-Cons where you make people their dream Pokemons. Oh, I'm loving this idea so much. Well, hopefully, if enough people click my Adrenalize link, if enough people sub, enough people chuck bitties, we might end up collecting enough money to start that dream business up.
Plushie shop. The dream I didn't even know I wanted until now.
Let's see. Sharky, my PC's having issues, so Operation Photoshop Xena has failed. Sharky, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. And say, even if it means I bodge job it, we can always. I'm sure we'll get an image done one way or another. Yeah, music, no visuals. Wouldn't stress, mate. Something's actually working. Yeah, true. But yeah, that should work again now. I thought it was the layer dropping back, but no, that's still the same. At least the bot isn't dead, touch wood. That song was perfect for hand movements you was doing. Definitely a song I could fluff to. When you were fiddling with a Snorlax cam. Oh no, that's a totally different scene, so that doesn't affect it. But yeah, a song that I could fluff to. That is my phrase of the stream, that is. Bots alive, you say, Xena? Gamble all and lost all. Nice intrepidness. Nice. Let's Trepless sets a raffle up though to try and get some moolah back again. When me and MJ first met, she called me Hippo and I called her Nelly. But her cow flag goes back even more, that she got a tattoo. Oh, I loved that. I love that so much. To be fair, I love how close you two are. You are goals. You are friendship goals. And I love it. I'm pretty sure at the point of going to Comic-Con, Nintendo would sue. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Probably.
Well, to be fair, if we get enough money together, maybe we can afford to buy the license from Pokemon as well. So everybody, get your Adrenalize orders in. Oh, and Samurai won the raffle. Well done, Samurai. GG. Oh, and Intrepidus redeemed the sleek Sonya Flip It. Ooh. Oh, and Samurai's #1 on the leaderboard. Just for those of you who don't know, whoever is #1 on the loyalty leaderboard, that's the Limbo Points leaderboard, by the end of the month, they will gain VIP level in the chat. So they'll get a lovely little diamond badge, and they'll have that for the entire month. They'll also have access to a couple of additional commands as well. But yeah, so whoever's first on the leaderboard come the end of the month will be our new VIP. This month's VIP is Primo Winters as well, so massive amounts of love for Primo Winters. But we'll see. I reset the points every month as well, so you're not having to try and beat someone who's already got a load up there. Everyone starts at exactly the same point at the start of the month, and it runs all month long. MJ, Alia isn't just my best friend, she's my everything, and that's why I made her Wee Man's godmother. I know if anything happens to me, she'll raise Wee Man the way I do, and she loves him same as I love him. That is so wholesome, and I absolutely love that. Everybody needs an Alia in their life, and everybody needs an MJ Cowfly in their life. You guys are the best. So much love for you both. She couldn't live without me. I'm amazing. Ain't that right? But seriously, she's like a younger version of me, and I love her so much. I wouldn't know what I'd do without her or Wee Man in my life. That is amazing, honestly. Always loving for love. Got the love. Always loving love. Massive love. For absolutely everybody. But yeah, love seeing things like that. Samurai, I need someone like that. Can't have MJ though, she's mine. And tell me your child is genuinely called Wee Man, it will make my day. If Wee Man is on the birth certificate, that would be ace. Oh, I would love that. But that would be a weird one as you're getting older as well. No fighting over the cowfly. Just his nickname, exactly. Let me take another swig of Drinkaroo. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. Okay. So I'm just thinking, we're actually all I'm all caught up with chat. I'm all caught up with the questions. So if anybody has any other questions, feel free to pop it in the chat, and I'll see what I can do.
I've got a lovely bunch of Dragon Balls. Here they are all sitting in a bunch. One star, 2 star, all as big as my head. Give them a toss, and then across the town, Vegeta wins. Bye-bye.
Yes. What's your favourite question of the day so far? That's actually quite a good question, quite a tough one. I think the question I've enjoyed the most. Obviously, we've had quite a few that have touched upon mental health, and I always love to spread that knowledge out there. But I would say my favourite question of the day so far has been the one asking about my time as a dancer. That was really, really nice to be able to sort of bring up those memories again, to be able to think about some of the amazing people I've worked with, some of the amazing lives I've had an influence on. That was awesome. That was absolutely amazing. Samurai, best memory from working abroad. There's so many.
One.
So many.
You're allowed one.
I'm allowed one, Zine is telling me. Yeah. Yeah, there are plenty of great memories from working abroad that can't be mentioned in the stream. But I mean, Intrepidus coming. Xena's got a sword out. Yeah, I think one of the biggest ones was having Intrepidus come out to Spain to live with me for a bit as well. That whole period of time, especially the first year you came across, that whole period was just outstanding. The people we worked with, including the people you worked for, the drama that ensued because of it, the people that we met as a pair, and the relationships we built with people because of that, the things that we did together. We didn't work together. I worked for the same guy that Intrepidus worked for, but at different times. Although that being said, I was even when I wasn't working for him, I was still doing some work for him. So, but yeah, we met some great people. We had some great incidents, and we had some great times just in the studio together. I think, to be fair, I'll pop this one in there as my favourite moment, but there were so many different things. John Boy was an absolute legend. He was a bouncer at one of the clubs nearby where Intrepidus was working, where we were both living, and John Boy was I don't know, maybe 6'9" wide, just as tall. He was massive. You could quite easily imagine him being on World's Strongest Man. And because he was a bouncer as well, you'd often see him like carrying some total chad out of a club with one arm, but just holding him in the air and just dropping out. He was massive. Yeah. John Boy was one of a kind, but he always had our backs. I could see him carrying Lewis down the road at the end of the night. In all fairness, you don't have to be massive to be able to carry Lewis down the road. Lewis is the opposite of massive. Lewis is totally tiny. Intrepidus could carry me down the road. Xena could carry me down the road by the scruff of my neck. Easy, not a problem. I don't weigh anything. But yeah, I think the memory I'd have to put would be Intrepidus coming to live with me, because that was outstanding. But the one moment I'm going to I was never sober enough to carry you down the road. That's why John Boy did it. Exactly. Yeah, I think the one moment that always springs to mind when I think of us two living together in Spain was because we worked different shifts. Intrepidus was normally working in the night time. I was normally working in the daytime. I would get back home from work around the time that Intrepidus would be waking up for work, and literally, as the front door to our accommodation was shutting, I would already be Bruce Almighty, just dropping my clothes off. Like it's hot. I've been sweating. I've been driving around all day. I just need it off. And yeah, so the door would barely be shut, and I would be, standing there like Bruce Almighty, dropped all my clothes off like that. At which point, it's normally announcing naked time. In Intrepidus, because he'd just be waking up, he would roll over in bed, see me, sigh, and just roll back over again. That's definitely got to be up there. That's definitely got to be up there with one of my favourite memories from working abroad. So yeah, so great question. Great question, Samurai. I think I still broke Xena's rule of only having the one memory there, but I kind of worked it to be working towards the one memory I was going to select.
Yeah, in all fairness, you didn't spend like 30 minutes on it, which was what I was trying to stop you from doing.
Yeah. But yeah, that was outstanding. That was really enjoyed that. That was yeah, good time of the old life. Would you ever go back out there? Again, very tough question. Life puts you in a different position. I wouldn't be opposed to it if it's something that would work out well for Xena and I. It's definitely something I'd always consider. I've only been back to visit once since I've left, and even then that was out of season as well, so it wasn't like I had access to all the things I'd normally have access to. Would I go back out there to live? Yeah, I mean, personally, I wouldn't be opposed to it. There are no plans, and if I didn't, if we didn't, that wouldn't bother me. But like I said, I'd never rule it out. There's definitely roles out there that I could do for work. There are definitely places that I know I really enjoy living. So yeah, it's not that I wouldn't. It's that there are no plans to. But yeah, it's one of those places that I'd have no problem setting up a life out there again. I think one of the main issues would be the temperature. Xena does not handle the hot temperatures quite as well as I do. So that there would be a little bit of getting used to in that one. Samurai, Intrepidus, take me with you next time. Oh, that would be amazing. I would absolutely love that. Getting the Twitch fam all to meet out in Mallorca. Oh, we would have a great time. We'd have a great time. I think I might ruin if I did do that. I think a lot of people's opinions of me would probably change slightly. As in Mallorca, filters are gone. I don't feel the need to make sure I am to be as innocent as I am nowadays. So yeah, so I think I'd probably upset some people by the end of it, but yeah, I would love that. Absolutely love that. If we ever get big enough, LimboCon will be in Mallorca. If it ever happens. Intrepidus should be fine with a few weeks, mate. I used to be the same. It's actually a really good point. Intrepidus is a ginger. He is a day walker, so he can go out in the sun, but he just can't be out in the sun very long because he turns from paper white to lobster red within about 20 minutes. But nowadays, yeah, to be fair, since you went to Mallorca, you've just become like covered in freckles. It's like your body is like hardened to the sun. Yeah, that was a good one for you. That was. Xena cannot cope with anything over 15 degrees. In all offense, I used to be the same. I used to prefer the cold to the heat, and now I'm the complete opposite. Maybe it's because I spent so long out there and spent so much time in the heat. Maybe I just got used to having siestas in the middle of the day. You know, a midday nap. Why is that not a thing worldwide? Midday naps are the thing. Aircon is your friend, exactly. What does the outside look like again? Oh, I can only tell you from the windows. And yes, siesta worldwide. Why does that sound like something? Oh, what's his name would say?
Pitbull.
Pitbull, yeah. Why does that sound like something Pitbull would say?
Why don't I know?
Siestas worldwide.
Why did I know exactly what you were talking about? More to the
Pitbull. This is worldwide.
Fire.
Do 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 do.
Fire.
But yeah, if we ever find out what the outside looks like, we will. Maybe we'll take some photos and put it on Discord. But we're in no rush. I like these four walls. They've done us a good job for the past couple of years. Intrepolus. Samurai, you should get to the Breckons, mate. Shame to waste it in this weather. Yeah, of course, because you guys are sort of similarly positioned. Again, not wanting to dox anybody or anything like that, but I'd love to know the area you're both in, if that's something you're willing to mention in chat, or even on the Discord if you'd prefer a bit more privacy over that side. Be it the town you're in. I mean, if you could mention the town, that would really help us sort of zero in on whether you guys are living close to each other. Because I know that. But yeah, exactly. Don't do it if you ain't comfy. And Samurai's from Llanelli. Llanelli?
Llanelli.
Llanelli. Was it right the first time?
I don't know. I didn't know what you said.
Llanelli.
Llanelli.
Llanelli. Llanelli.
Technically, it's got 2 sets of double L, so you really need to on both of them. Llanelli.
Oh, Intrepolus. I'm in Ebervale, right near the Breckons. Short of my road name, I don't care. Come see me if you want, any random.
Intrepolus wants his friends to visit.
Intrepolus just wants visits.
Oh, bless.
So yeah, so are Llanelli and Ebervale close?
I'm gonna look.
I was just about to do the same thing. We can both look. Everybody look. Everybody got Google Maps up.
That sounds creepy. Don't everybody look.
To be fair, considering what Intrepolus does for a job, because he does travel around quite a bit, I bet he'll know the location of Llanelli better than I would.
They're still about an hour apart, an hour and 15. Llanelli's right on the
Oh, right on the coast, yeah.
on the coast. Not all the way over to the left, mind, but
Oh, okay.
oh, to be fair, Llanelli's not super far away from where I used to go on a lot of our holidays. You know, I used to go to Fishguard and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We used to go to Tenby and Pembroke and stuff.
Oh, so you used to go on holiday very close to
Yeah, I used
relatives'
to go to
place.
Tenby. Samurai, have you been to Tenby before?
Yeah, in case you didn't hear, Samurai, have you ever been to Tenby? That's a place that Xena has been on holiday. Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like to drive between the two is an hour and a half, but there are a ton of roadworks in between at the moment, so it's probably only about an hour if you were to scrap the roadworks. In all fairness, we do have a lot of the community in sort of South Wales, Bristol, south of England sort of way. And we're based in the Midlands, in the East Midlands. To be fair, is also not a million miles. Don't get me wrong, it's not close by any stretch of the imagination. But I mean, Leicester's I'm pretty sure only a couple hours drive from where Intrepolus is. Yeah, about 2.5 hours. So yeah, so if one day we decided to do a meetup in like Cheltenham, Gloucester, Bristol, Newport, or Cardiff. That would actually be, I think those would be areas that would be relatively easy for everyone to get to.
Then again, you say that, we still have people who live in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, we do have people in Australia and stuff as well, though.
States.
And the States. They're going to be a little bit harder. But that being said, if we were to, say, use Cardiff as an example, or Newport, straight out of Newport, then... Cardiff Airport has international flights. Whether it has one, I bet you'd have to go Heathrow from Australia though.
Maybe.
But yeah, that would be interesting. Would be worth a thought. Intrepolus, meet up in Barry is sounding like a great call. I'm not going to lie. But Barry Island, with Gavin and Stacey. I don't know about where you are, but Tenby is a bit of a sore subject with the lads I work with because apparently it's just a ghost town because of all the holiday homes. Oh, that's sad. That's very sad.
To be fair, there is a lot of holiday homes in Tenby.
I can imagine. I mean, it is a holiday village, isn't it? It's
very much so.
Yeah. Which is sad for the locals, but I mean, to be fair, Intrepolus, a lot of locals in Mallorca. They used to. A lot of the locals didn't like what Alcudia had become. No, I mean, never mind what the locals in Magaluf thought Magaluf had become. So yeah, there's a there's a few swings and roundabouts around that around holiday locations. Yeah, Mallorca is crazy for the locals. Feel for them. I would say the thing is in Mallorca there are plenty of people, plenty of locations within the island of Mallorca that are sort of locals only. But you have to sort of go away from the beaches. And then if you are a local and you want to go to the beach, you either travel to one of the tourist ones or you find one of the cute little coves. I remember finding one of them. There is a beautiful cove. If you ever do travel to Mallorca, hopefully it is still as quiet and peaceful as it is when I found it. But there is a location called Cala Cap Falco. Locals only. Is that innuendo for Moroccan? Those are the tourist locals. They're the people that live in Alcudia that are there specifically for the tourists. Kiki Arty, thank you so much for the thanks on the sub goal. Really appreciate it. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. We're having a lot of fun actually doing an Ask Me Anything. We've actually been going for 3 hours. Would you believe it?
To be fair, I do believe it because you're not having any confidence in yourself. When you're playing games at the moment, I swear, it's 90% you chatting and 10% gameplay.
Yeah, true. True.
And then you're like, oh, I got nothing done this episode.
Yeah.
Chatting, which is a wonderful thing. We love hearing you chat.
I'm glad you're not. I'm really glad that you're not bored of me chatting, bored of me chatting away.
Never bored, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna say last thing I want to do is annoy people.
No, you're wonderful. You can't be annoying people. Look how many people are listening to you.
Oh, very good point. Very good point. Yeah, so I mentioned Cala Cap Falco in the chat. If anyone wants to have a little look, it's a beautiful little cove in the south of Mallorca that is pretty much untouched. I think the one thing that it did have built was like a little log sort of bar, like literally tiny. Yeah, like literally teeny tiny, and just every now and again someone would pop themselves into the bar, sell some drinks, make some cocktails, then lock it up again and go away. So that was clearly a hobby for someone as well. Kiki, do you love me? If they didn't get that reference, they're probably terrified now. Oh. See, I as soon as you said it, I was like, I recognise that from somewhere, but I can't think what the reference is.
In My Feelings by Drake.
Oh, In My Feelings. I actually probably don't know the song. I've probably only seen it written.
I've heard the reference somewhere, yeah.
Never annoying, mate. You're an interesting guy to talk to and listen to. Don't worry your pretty head. Intrepidus, you are far too kind. And honestly, massive amounts of love. Huge amounts of love. And Xena for sure, probably got the police on the way, but worth it. Especially as we now know where you live.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh. So yes, they can send the police to Ebbw Vale. There's only about 7 houses there, so they'll knock on all the doors, find the only ginger, and they'll have you sent off down to the cop shop. And then you'll learn your lesson. That's what I'm saying. That's when you'll learn your lesson. What am I saying? You'll never learn your lesson. Right. So yeah. So we've been going for about 3 hours. Like I said, this has only ever been designed to be a bonus stream. I'm sort of on the edge between either ending the stream sometime around now, in which case I can carry on working on our mod pack, which a few of us will be involved in. That's going to be, I know that myself, Xena, Intrepidus, Welsh Samurai, and Real Little Welsh Sheep, as well as we have somebody else who'd be involved as well.
Kraken? Who did you say?
I don't think Kraken's been.
Sorry, say everyone you said again.
Myself, Xena, Intrepidus.
Mahoishi.
Real Little Welsh Sheep.
Oh, sorry, you're
And
not
both
talking about
Samurai.
Phasmo. I'm getting confused.
No, I'm talking about
And
the
Troublegum.
and Troublegum. Troublegum was the name I was struggling to remember.
My bad. Sorry, I got confused. I think I was having two conversations at once. One with you and one with Intrepid.
Yeah, about Phasmo.
Yeah, my bad.
I would love to do a Phasmophobia teaser. Unfortunately, I haven't even purchased the game yet. Because it's something that is probably a couple of weeks down the line. Still got to wait to hit our follower goal of 200 followers to add horror game streams to the schedule. I will be starting the horror game streams with Spooky's House of Jump Scares, and then Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. They had a cease and desist and had to change their name. So Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. I will then also be doing some Five Nights at Freddy's. That shall be, if not entirely, then a partial collaboration with Phantom Thief Scarlet. Phasmophobia is in there. Again, a collaboration with Xena, Mohoishi, and Kraken. And whether I'll do another community one of that as well to include Intrepidless, I would love to do that. So Phasmo's up there. And Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares is another one I'm looking for as well. So we've got plenty of horror games to do. There's just not a lot of time to do it. But I'm sticking to my guns, and they won't start until we hit 200 followers. So 9 more to go. But yeah, I'm actually getting really excited about our Minecraft roleplay mod pack that I'm building. It's going to be sort of medieval fantasy based, which will be quite interesting. Everyone gets assigned a race and a class, which will be incredible as well. They're going to say all of the races give you a few buffs and a few nerfs. So some things that you're good at, some things that you're not as good at. And then you got classes as well, which also give you bonuses, also give you some buffs, depending on which class you go for. Some of the classes are things like archer, warrior, farmer, rancher, animal tamer. And they all give you different boosts depending on what sort of role you would like to play on the server. I think before we get it set up as well, we'll have a little chat on the Discord to sort of essentially set people as certain roles on the server, so that if somebody is, for example, I think it would make sense if we had someone specifically as a farmer/food producer, and their shop will be specifically selling foods. And that's the thing. So every single one of us will have a shop in which we can sell things. And that way, everybody else can, make their own farm and things like that. But probably a specific shop for each person to sell specific things. So like an adventurer would only be allowed to sell items found whilst adventuring and things like that. I'm also thinking about setting up a little mini quest system where we can put a little note down on a notice board, and then people can accept that quest and then go out, complete it, and then the person who they complete it for can then pay them, because we do have a currency system in there as well. But yeah, we'll have a proper chat about all this in the Discord. It's now at the getting ready for it to be uploaded onto the server. So I just need to do server tests to make sure it works as expected. But yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Actually, I think it's going to be really, really cool. But yeah, I'll probably need some assistance from everybody on figuring out how best to balance the economy and things like that. But yeah, I've got quite a few different ideas I'm working on, and there's plenty of things for us to play around with. It should give us a little bit of fun for a little bit of a while at least, and then I can always look to edit the mod pack as time goes on. Intrepolis. For real, I'm going to be balling the Jeff Bezos of the server. More as a way to help you guys out since I won't be streaming. Intrepolis, don't worry about that at all. Troublegum is going to be on the server as well, and I don't believe Troublegum streams.
I don't think so.
So yeah, we're going to have a few streamers and a few non-streamers on there as well. I think at the moment, so Zine and myself, Intrepolis, Samurai, Sheep, and Troublegum. So yeah, I think we've got 6 on the server at the moment, and I may open it up for a couple of other people as well. So if it's something that you would be interested in and you're not already involved, drop me a message and we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna say I want to make sure it's people that will have a little bit of time to be able to pop onto the server at least once a week. I think that would be fair, even if it's only for an hour a week. But then we'll be able to break all the things down and see whether you'll be a good fit for the server. And bits and bobs like that. And again, if anybody has any recommendations for people that you would like to join in on the server as well, you are more than welcome. Star Mystique, start my steak. I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful day. It's great to see you pop into the chat. But yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Yeah, we've just been going for just over 3 hours on our Ask Me Anything so far, and it has actually been really, really good. We've really been enjoying it. I've been able to go into bits about my past, about my childhood, my time as a dancer. I've been able to explain about my fears and things like that. It's actually been quite a deep little chat. I had a lot of fun. And yeah, we've been just been doing a little bit of chat about some of the things that are coming in the future. So like the horror game stream. Once I hit only 9 more followers, that's it, just 9 more. It is going to be amazing. So once I hit 9 more followers, once I hit the big 200, I will be adding horror games streams to the streaming schedule. And Star, the VOD will be up come the end of the stream as well. I'll probably look to also get it popped up onto YouTube, the Tube of Ooh. Samurai, we'll all move into a huge building together so we can just spend our lives on the server. Oh, Samurai, see, you say that as a joke, but that is the dream. For anybody that knows, I'm a big fan of the Yogscast. They were my go-to Minecraft streamers back in the day. And that's actually exactly what they did. They bought a small tower block or a number of offices in Bristol, and then they all moved. I think some of them, at least for a short period of time, moved into the office block. Some of them moved nearby, and they just constantly, and they were doing it as a job, just going into this office block in Bristol and doing like crazy YouTube things. Yeah. I would love that. I would love that. One day, if we get big enough, that is the dream. Limbo Towers.
Limbo Towers, and on one of the floors we have the plushie shop.
The plushie shop will be on one of the floors. Top floor will be Twitch Jesus cloud level. Oh, someone's got nuggos. Who's got nuggos?
Who do you think it?
Star has nuggos. Star, I hope you have brought enough nuggos to share with the class. We haven't had a nuggo in so long. Withdrawal. Oh dear.
Sorry, Star. I'm a bit sassy. Who do you think?
Who do you think? How rude!
Queen of the Maccas.
Very, very rude indeed.
I'm just trying to get her the Maccas sponsorship. She needs it.
Yeah, 100%. Let's. I tell you what. Let's everyone do what we can. So, for any of you that aren't aware of who Star Mystique is, she is one of the most amazing, incredible streamers I've met on Twitch. She's one of the first people I followed since being on Twitch, and I am so proud and so glad to be able to name her within my group of friends. I'm so glad to be able to say that Star Mystique is someone that has been with me on my journey, that I've been able to be there on their journey. Yeah, Star Mystique is so kind. She's got the sharpest wit of anybody on Twitch. She is so sharp. So yeah, so if you don't follow Star Mystique, if there is any person you do decide to follow today, please make it Star. You will not regret it. In fact, Xena's put it even better than I have. A supportive, funny, friendly, wonderful, beautiful, smart human being. Exactly. Sharp and a very sharp thing she is. I have to live up to these amazing things. Star, these amazing things are just what you do naturally. The reason I say those is because that's the impression you give off. You are the most wonderful person and you deserve all of the love. And I'll always send you the love. You deserve it. Always. Every single day. Don't cry on your nuggos. Never.
You'll make them soggy.
Or make them salty.
Oh.
Salty nuggos. There's nothing wrong with some salty nuggos. So yeah, I'm thinking, unless we have any more questions, I'll probably look to wet nuggets are the best nuggets. Samurai, you madden. You crazy boy. But yeah, if I'll happily hang on for a moment, see if for like 10 minutes or so, just see if there are any last minute questions to be added in. I know we've had a couple of people join in a little bit later than before. Again, if you have any questions that you think might be a little bit on the borderline, feel free to pop it in the chat. I will. At least that way I can look at it and say yay or nay. Intrepidus, what are you wearing? I'm vetoing that one. That's naughty. That's naughty. No, what am I wearing? I'm wearing a. Oh wow. This again showing how much the world has changed. I've got. I'm pretty sure that this shirt is from a British institution that is no longer around.
A relic.
Yeah, so this is an antique. This is a rare thing now. I'm pretty sure this is from. I'm just not. I'm not expecting jump scares on an Ask Me Anything stream. I'm just not. I'm just. Oh. Oh. Munch break. Welcome back in again, though. Welcome back in. But yeah, just in time for the most amazing Ask Me Anything question we've got. Oh, what are you wearing? I'm wearing a shirt from Burton, and it's so weird to say that Burton doesn't exist anymore. Shut down. It's done. It's gone. It's done. It's finished. Burton exists no longer. Is it as unfashionable as loafers? Honestly, anything I wear is unfashionable. It could be fashionable, but the moment I wear it, it is no longer fashionable. But yeah, beyond my my sort of, I think these are polo shirts, aren't they? When they've got a collar and a button only down to the breastbone.
Yeah.
So yeah, so wearing a polo shirt, which is actually quite nice. I quite like it. In a sort of burgundy red. With a deeper burgundy red on the collars and trim. And I'm also wearing some skinny jeans because that's all I ever wear. I only ever wear skinny jeans. The only time I've not worn skinny jeans are either suit trousers, but I'll generally tend to get those in a slim fit, or when I was a teenager and I was a proper little grebo. Which is a term that I think it was for a very small period of time. But grebos were sort of like goth light. They were so essentially it was like, or it may have been even the pre-emo, pre-scene kid. But it was but yeah. So I used to wear black jeans, which were incredibly wide. So I could probably fit both of my legs in each leg. So yes, they were massive, broad-legged jeans with a chain on the pocket as well. Yeah, the proper baggy jeans. Munch Break gets it, and they're always a little bit too big as well. So the bottoms always got ripped on because and again, skater shoes with a big soles. And the bottoms of your oversized jeans would always get ripped on them, but then that sort of became part of the look. And I used to wear an old World War II army jacket, which again, if you're of a certain age, you will know exactly the kind of coats I'm talking about. But there was like a big heavy heavy coat. That went down to just above the knees, and I'm pretty sure it was mine was a German one, but it was in a deep navy blue. But yeah, I'm actually a big fan of skate shoes. I don't really wear them that much anymore. There's one style of trainer that I always wear now, and those are Adidas Sambas. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, they are the most comfortable sporting trainer in the world. Secondly, they are ideal for impromptu games of five-a-side football, because they've got a raised I don't even know what you'd call it. Like what are those bits called?
Toe cap?
Yeah, sort of like toe. Yeah, not quite a toe cap. Adidas Samba sounds like a meal I'd order at a restaurant or a drink. But yeah, so I normally go for Adidas Sambas because they've got sort of raised sole covers or something like that. Just so it just helps with a better connection with the football. Because I am that sad. It's been ages since I've last kicked a ball as well. That's something I really miss. MJ's Skechers all the way. Yeah, I was gonna say I've had good quality shoes from Skechers. I think the only shoes I would avoid now, the only shoe brand I would avoid now, would be Timberlands. Because I always saw like the cool kids in the Timberlands, and they're all like, you know, look how posh I am, look how cool I am in the Timberlands. And I got given a pair for my for Christmas one year, and they were awful. Literally the worst made shoes I've ever worn in my life. Timberlands, they've got nothing in the sole, nothing in the nothing for you. There's like no arch support. They just feel flat inside. The quality on the stitching is weak. They have very little comfort on the back. They just have a little cushion around the very top, but then the actual back of the boot, where your Achilles would be and your heel would be, there's no support in there whatsoever. There's no padding, no cushioning. The bit where the toe meets your sole as well, that isn't glued very well either, so you can always feel the edge with your toes. Yeah, absolutely awful brand of shoes, and I've got no idea how they're still going. Absolutely stealing a living, our Timberland, stealing a living. Take a pair of Gola over Timberland. Exactly. And the thing is, as well, that pair of Golas will last you so much longer as well. Now again, maybe this is just my my Jewish blood coming out, but yeah, if I buy something, if I spend some good money on something, I want it to last. I don't want to have to replace it in 3 months' time. No. I'm not paying 90 quid, which is still probably lowballing it for Timberlands. I'm not paying 90 quid for boots that I'm going to have to replace after wearing them 12 times. I don't know about shoes, but I wear Timberland boots and they're pretty comfy, and I also wear Nikes. Yeah, no, to be fair, Timberland boots are exactly the shoes I'm referencing. I've never seen a quality pair of Timberland boots. And like I said, the ones I have worn have been absolutely awful. But who knows, Samurai, maybe you have the right kind of feet for them. I have very slim, long feet with very long toes as well. My toes are probably a fifth or a quarter of the length of my feet. So yeah, really, really long toes. That probably doesn't help, especially with the feeling of where the sole meets the toe. But yeah, that's personal opinion and all that as well. So yeah, so I think that is kind of proving that we are probably coming to the end of our questions. I have the feet that when they touch the ground, they splurge out about 50 sizes. Oh, okay. So when you're in one position, you're a size 8, and then when you're in another position, you're size 16. I get you. Caterpillar have gone really downhill, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I was gonna say Caterpillar used to do really good boots. I think the only quality boot maker around now is Doc Martin. I think Doc Martens. I've never had a bad pair of Doc Martens. I've never seen anybody complain about a bad pair of Doc Martens either. So I think that's generally the go-to brand for those. And you know, I really didn't think that this stream would end up with like fashion tips with Lewis. I actually never thought I would ever in my life be giving tips about fashion. Yeah, they're extortionate now. And the thing is, you know, it's like you get what you pay for. And that's sort of the sad thing about it, is if you do want quality products, you do generally tend to have to pay a little bit more. It's just finding that balance between when you're paying for quality because of the name, or when it goes past that to when you're just paying for the name and they can sell products on their name alone, never mind the quality. So yeah, swings and roundabouts. We should all be buying made in Taiwan. Exactly. And to be fair, in fact, I've just realised Intrepolis redeemed Sleek Sonya Flipper ages ago, and I never actually did it.
Naughty.
So let me do that now as well.
Don't hurt your neck.
See, thankfully, Intrepolis is kind enough to appreciate that I've just remembered it again and didn't do it, even though I didn't do it when it was first asked for. I knew Intrepolis would be around long enough, and if he had missed it, I would have always just done it in a private video or something to him.
Do it.
Yes, Sleek Sonya After Dark is soon to be coming to OnlyFans, don't worry. There we go. Flip that hair. And Samurai, congrats on the Adrenalize, by the way. Samurai, honestly, massive thanks to yourself. I don't think I would have even been considered for Adrenalize if it wasn't for your support. So massive thanks to Samurai for that. And Sunshine, honestly, not a problem at all. Honestly, I really appreciate the fact that you are lurking around. I wasn't even sure that we was going to be streaming as long as I have done so far. So massive amounts of love for you. Thank you so much. Always appreciate your support. Big smile. But yeah, actually, on that note, I think we are probably getting to a point where we've gone through all the questions that we're going to get asked without people having to sort of scrape the bottom of the barrel. This has gone well, so I might do it again.
I've got a lovely bunch of Dragon Balls. Here they are all sitting in a bunch. One star, 2 star, all as big as my head. Give them a toss, a time across the top. Vegeta wins. Bye bye.
Oh, amazing! I love it. But yeah, I think we've probably gone through all the questions we're going to get. I think this is something I will look to do again in the future. Whether I want to risk a mature stream doing it or not is a questionable, but you never know. Maybe at 500 followers or 100 subs or something like that, I might put an adults only one.
I've got a lovely bunch of Dragon Balls. Here they are all sitting in a bunch. One star, 2 star, all as big as my head. Give them a toss, that's how they cross, that's how Vegeta wins. Bye bye.
Oh, amazing! I love the Dragon Balls. It's always great when people redeem it. I love doing my little dance. Makes me happy. But yeah, I'm thinking this is probably a good place to wrap it up. Like I said, massive amounts of thanks to absolutely everybody in the stream. Thank you for everybody who's been in as well. For the people that have gone, who might watch the VOD. And of course, thank you to all of you out there who are watching the video on demand. Because you might have missed the stream. So massive amounts of love to absolutely every single one of you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, because you've given me a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. I've really enjoyed doing this. So like I said, I might look to do this again, and maybe we'll get some more questions, some different questions, or we can even revisit questions we've had today as well. So massive amounts of thanks. Samurai needs to go back and watch the start. I need to see the love story unravel. Yeah, of course, one of the first questions we had was how did Xena and I meet? So yeah, that'll be as soon as the stream ends, the VOD will go up and you'll be able to check those out. But I think what we should do is look to see who we can send a bit of love to.
You haven't told anyone when you're next on.
True. It's because I've not. It's because I don't normally stream today, so I'm just like, yeah, this isn't a normal day.
No, I mean, you only haven't streamed on this day for a little while, right? Oh no, yeah, because I used to stream in the afternoon, didn't I?
Exactly.
Confusing.
So yeah, on so schedule wise, my next stream is going to be tomorrow, and it is going to be our dual stream. We've actually missed this for a week or two.
Only a week.
Because it feels longer, mainly because of other things that have been going on. But myself and Not That Xena will be doing our dual stream of modded Minecraft Pixelmon, doing our Peridot version series, and that is where we're playing through a Minecraft map designed to emulate a Pokemon main series game, where we go through town after city after town. Beating the gyms, making our way through, collecting a team of Pokemon, and doing that. So yeah, that's something we do as a dual stream together here on this channel. Xena is also going to be streaming tomorrow, and she'll be streaming tomorrow morning from 8 AM. And what are you streaming tomorrow?
Pokemon Sword.
Oh, Pokemon Sword! She's doing her first ever playthrough of Pokemon Sword. In the last episode, you beat the first gym.
Yes, I've just arrived in Hull, whatever the town was called.
Oh, Hullbury.
Yes, and I'm going to take on the next gym leader because apparently I should be ready based on the types of Pokemon I have.
Perfect.
So I'll probably be doing that quite early on in the episode, seeing how we get on.
So yeah, so from 8 AM BST, Xena will be playing Pokemon Sword on her channel, which is, let me do a quick shout out for the wonderful Xena. So if you don't follow, please give a click for Not That Xena, and she'll be doing her stream tomorrow morning. And then just after that is when we'll go on to our dual stream. Oh, yes. And then on Sunday, Xena is going to be streaming as well. And she will be streaming, of course, it's her Scared Silly Sunday. So she'll be carrying on with her Bendy and the Ink Machine stream.
No!
Whereas I will be taking over from 2 PM. And I will be carrying on with our new Pokemon Snap 100% completionist playthrough, where we're trying to get Diamond Stars for all 4-star rankings for every single photo of every single Pokemon, as well as completing all of the Lentalk requests and hopefully getting all of the achievements as well. So that is what's coming up over the weekend. So yeah, you've got a full weekend of Limbo and Xena set up for you. We are essentially going to be here for you from 8 AM till 6 PM every single day of the weekend. Whoop whoop! What more do you need? But yeah, other than that, let's have a look at see who we can do who we can send a raid across to. And I'm thinking this is someone that we are possibly looking to do a little something with in the future. I'm just checking something else as well. Okay, and let's check where they are in their stream. But yeah, so I'm thinking that this is going to be alright. So let me pop the raid messages in the chat as well.
Can you tell me who it is so I can do one as well?
I will once I just want to make sure that their stream's in a good position for it. In fact, that reminds me, I also need to change one of my commands so I can do that while I'm waiting for their advert to finish. That's the welcome raiders. That's raid 2. That's raid 1. And let's just put my brand new raid emotes into here as well. Perfect. Okay, so that's updated as I would like. And yeah, okay. I think that's this should be fine. So yeah, so we're going to do a raid to someone who I'm going to be doing a little bit of a collaboration with in the coming weeks. Someone who was in our stream earlier on as well. Phantom Thief Scarlet. I'm going to say got a lot of love for Scarlet. I'm going to say they're a really good streamer. And yeah, looking forward to doing some work with them in the future as well.
Do you want me to do the second one or are you doing it? Okay, you do it.
There we go. So if you are a subscriber to this channel, just copy the message that was posted first, the one that has the Limbo Lewis or the Twitch Jesus emotes. Copy that and we'll paste that into chat when we get across. If you're not a subscriber, take the second message. That's the one with the Twitch rainbow rockets, the raid rockets. If you copy that one and paste it into the chat when we get across there, again, it's just to let them know that we are going across and that's where their raid is coming from. But yeah, other than that, thank you all so much for such a wonderful stream. I really wasn't sure how this would go and it's been absolutely outstanding. So thank you all so much. And we've got a redeem of the Limbo jingle. So I'll do this before we go. Yeah, Jocelyn, thank you so much. Really appreciate that one. But yeah, we will now look to send a raid across. Thank you all so much. I will probably look to do one of these again because it has gone really well, but I'm not going to do it too often. I don't want it to get boring or anything like that. So yeah, other than that, we'll go on a raid to Phantom Thief Scarlet. I'll be on again tomorrow, as will Xena. Xena in the morning, myself in the afternoon. Well, in fact, Xena with me in the afternoon as well. And yeah, I hope you have the most wonderful morning, day, afternoon, evening, or night, depending on where you are in the world. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.